Alright, it's time. Another week. ZTGD Radio. This is episode 828. January 6th, 2025. Oh, what a great date. Yeah, I was hoping I would get 2025 right, because I gotta start typing that, and...
Yep.
Always takes me until like February before I'm like comfortably saying 2025.
Yep, same. I'd be the same way. And like signing it and stuff, like, yeah.
Yeah, if I have to write it, sometimes it takes longer, but like I get pretty used to saying it relatively quick. But on the show this week, we had the Wombat.
Yes, sir.
We got Turd.
What up?
And that's it. Anthony's out of town. Drew don't show up no more. I wonder if he's going to do the Game of the Year show. You think he's going to do the Game of the Year show? Probably not.
So I was thinking about this, and okay, if it was me, just because I'm just type of nigga, I would just pop in and surprise y'all. I would just, because he already know what time, we do it or whatever, and I'm sure we'll talk about when it's going to be in there, so he'll see it. Like, I would just pop in and show up, like, what up? I'm here type deal, but I don't know if Drew moves like that. And I honestly, I don't think he will. I don't know.
He'll just come and be like Balatro, peace out.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or Diablo, because he played the expansion. Like, he got him, and I think Jay was like super deep into that. So I mean, they could maybe he might say something about the expansion. But
like,
yeah,
basically whatever Drew played this year was his Game of the Year.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
it's just kind of how that works. Oh, but anyway, video games are back. I think there's some stuff coming out this week.
I didn't realize they named this fucking Winter Storm.
Are they naming Winter Storm? So we gotta stop this.
I just got a message that says Winter Storm Blair is here.
We need
to.
We need to stop. We need to stop, like, personalizing these storms.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing, but okay.
Blair, its name is Blair.
Name is Blair.
So you know what?
Is it a golden girl? What the fuck is happening?
Right, they must have just started because they go alphabetical and then they reset.
Whoa,
so
what was the A one? Because we ain't had no snow yet.
Yeah, I know. Right, where was A? Like, what was Storm Abigail? Did we have one of those? Like, what?
What the fuck is going on? I can't name these fucking. Somebody made that up.
Oh man.
Don't name snowstorms. What the fuck are we doing? All right. So video games. Terrence, did you play anything? Like, I haven't even looked at the review list, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, hang on, I gotta pull up my. This is being super slow. I don't know why, but yeah. So, I played a lot of things. I've of course played some Marvel Rivals. I'm not to, and I won't be to your point until I have endured for 8 years. So, obviously I still enjoy the game. I just don't understand why.
I still enjoy the game. I'm spending a significant amount of time playing.
Exactly. Well, I just feel like that's important. If you're spending a significant amount of time, you should probably enjoy it.
It's a love-hate relationship, okay?
Fair enough. But like, so I just don't understand people's thought processes when they come into comp to fuck around. Like, for what? Like, you could do that shit in quick play. That's what it's for. Like, I don't know.
I'm enjoying watching the people go through the same rigmarole. Like, I see people on Twitter and Blue Sky. They're like, y'all need to play a tank or a healer. I was like, you know what fixed that? That thing you say you don't want.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
It would, but I will stand by the whole thing that if you're playing Marvel Rivals and you crying out for, well, anything other than a healer. I mean, because healers are pretty much necessity, but you don't have to have a tank. Like, I've won plenty of matches without a tank, but we've had stellar healers. So like, really what it is you need a dedicated team. Like, you find the most success when you have, a full 6 stack of people, niggas that and everybody's doing their own thing and focused on that. And it's hard when you run in with randoms, because I have my preference of what I would like to play, but I like to find a character, and I've talked about this when I'm from Overwatch, find a character in each of the classes. And I do the same thing in like MOBAs and different things like that. So I can just kind of sit back and fill in a gap. Like I prefer to play Squirrel Girl. That's my boo thing. Like I love her. And Moon Knight is quickly shooting up there. But I will give up my attack spots to, play a healer or, whatever, fill in a gap that we might need. Some people just don't do that. Like they'll lock in, their attack and we'll have 5 attacks and they just will not switch. And I'm like, are y'all fucking serious? Like this is not going to work. Like you just, fuck this.
That's literally,
I'm going to play as Scarlet Witch and no one's telling me different. Oh, okay.
That's literally every game of that game I've played. I've been trying to go back to it, and like I get in the game, I'm like, nobody swaps.
Nah.
And it's going to become a bigger problem because I know it's hyperbole, all these people online. Like, this is going to kill Overwatch. After the first season, they've already got more characters in Overwatch. I was like, you don't realize how much of a problem that's going to be? When you just, like, have, like, 1,000 characters in your hero shooter?
Mm-hmm.
Like, eventually there's going to become a meta. And you're going to use, like, 10 of these 50 characters.
Mm-hmm.
And when people lock in, they're like, well, I'm going to play this character because this is what I want to play. And they get countered, and it's just going to piss everybody off.
And that's the type of stuff that, it's happening. I'm sure that all that stuff that you have prophesied about is going to happen to this game. But as I've said before, I'm here for a fun time, not a long time. So I don't give a fuck about what's happening in the future. I just look at the right here and now, and I'm cool. Like, it's fun. But I just need people, like, I need a dedicated team is what I need. I need Ryan to get into hero shooters. I need some of my other niggas to get into this. I know.
That ain't gonna happen.
I'm
just telling you.
And your best bet was like, I was out immediately. Like, I'm still trying. Like, I'll play a little bit here and there, and I'm just like, I think my biggest issue with the game is the problems I talk about. Like, it's just everybody. It feels like team deathmatch. It doesn't feel like a team game. Like, everybody just goes in to get kills, and like, they don't play the objectives.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, I know it's gonna make you mad, but the game kind of feels cheap. Like, it feels like a mobile game, kind of.
Well, that's not gonna make me mad considering the source. I mean, that's coming from you, who is diehard 10 toes down Overwatch. So anything that's not that is going to feel inferior to you.
I didn't feel Apex.
Or one.
I didn't feel Apex felt cheap.
Apex is a battle royale, not a hero shooter, but that's cool.
I've not played a hero shooter that I don't think. What's that?
Paladins was good. Paladins didn't feel cheap.
I didn't say it was good. I just said it didn't feel cheap. It felt like a game. Like, it felt like a game I could have played on. You know what I mean when I say a game feels like a phone game.
I absolutely do, and this does not. And that's why that boggles my mind. Star Wars Hunters, which is a hero shooter, feels like a phone game. This doesn't. So I don't know. Like, it doesn't make me mad because that's your opinion. Like, that's cool. I'm having fun. Like, I
that's
enjoy
all that matters.
It. Like, I'm sure that I will fall out of it because that's me. Like, I just know how I am. Like, I say all the time, I wish I had a game that I was as dedicated to for a consistent 8 years like you have. And maybe this will be that, but just because I don't have as many friends as I would like that play it. Like, I have some that's not, on the show or whatever that play it, but I know they're going to fall off. Like, I know they are.
Most of mine fell off years ago.
Be like, well, damn. So, huh?
Most of mine fell off years ago. I ain't had anybody play with it forever.
Right. See? And I don't know that I can be that lone soldier like you. Like, that's just because I would get to the point where it would piss me off and I'm like, nah, fuck this, because I know it would be better if I had my niggas with me and they don't want to play and I got to play with these stupid ass people. Nah, fuck it. Like, I would just be done. So I don't know. I'm gonna ride the wave. Right now, I'm enjoying it. Fantastic Four is apparently coming with the first season. I hear you, and I do think people are going to be in for a rude awakening. Like, yeah, this does seem all fun and games because it's new and shiny, but there's going to get to a point where there's too many characters, and niggas is going to be complaining about balancing and all type of shit more so than they're doing right now. All that stuff is coming, I know, but I'm a rock it until I can't no more. So
it just cracks me up that people think they don't want it until it starts pissing them off, and then they're like, maybe we should have some balance or a roll cube. Maybe a roll cube might not be so bad.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they have the band system. I guess that they have in the ranked, which
but
only
it's only
kicks in
that's
when you
only
get
for
the
like
diamond.
That's only for like high level. That's not for the scrubs where most people are.
Correct. Yeah. Well, and that's what I was going to say is that I'm not going to have to, because people are bitching about that. I don't care because I'm never going to get to see it. I hit gold 1 last night. I may end up somewhere in platinum. I'm not going to hit diamond. I'm not stellar at this game. Like, I know my roles and I can do what I do well, but without a composed team of niggas that I also know well and know what they can do, I can't. Like, I don't think that there's any way that I'm looking at myself being able to shine like that. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not the one that's going to pull the whole team to victory. And I know that. So, like, I'm just going to get in here and do my shit, you know what I mean, and have a good time. So I'll hang out in gold, maybe platinum. I don't know. I doubt I get that high.
Does it have the exact same ranks as Overwatch?
I think so, actually, because I've heard talk of Grandmaster. I think Grandmaster might be the highest. Is that what the highest is in Overwatch?
Yeah, that's top 500.
Okay. Then I think that's like just kind of across the board. Everybody has that because Paladins has the same ranking system. So I think they all might just copy that or whatever. But yeah, but it's fun for what it is. And really for me, just as a comic book fan, it's just, fun to see all the different comic book characters coming around and doing different stuff. Do I wish some of them did different abilities or whatever? Sure. But I mean, it's, fuck that shark though. Oh God. I played a comp match last night. I swear everybody that plays Jeff the Land Shark plays this nigga to get his ult and pull off the same move, which is eat the team, spit your team out, and then they kill themselves, which in turn kills everybody that they have eaten. So that their team has that, until everybody respawns, they have that little window to hold the point or whatever else. Every Jeff, that's all they do. Like, every time you see a nigga pick Jeff, you could just count on it. That's all the shit that's gonna happen. He just playing just to do that. Pisses me off. Anyways, I'm gonna stop because I don't want to turn this into the Rivals Bitch Fest like it was for Overwatch for many years. So beyond that, I played some where is that game? I did not go back to Indiana Jones yet, because I don't know. I was having fun with other stuff with Dragon Age, actually, which I know Ryan was talking about. He is playing as well. Where are you in Dragon Age? Just so I don't say anything that might be a spoiler. Or
I'm about 20 hours in. I've got one companion left to get.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. Damn. You've been like doing typical like you shit, like really exploring all the different areas and everything, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yeah. I do not go fast through this stuff. So
got you. See, I was playing it like that at first, but I stopped because you're going to run into and I'm sure you've seen it, a lot of stuff where you can't get into yet because you need somebody or an ability to do something.
Yep.
But also you'll run into like boss fights and shit that you ain't ready for. Like, I ran into a level 25 demon super. I was like, oh shit!
Yeah, I was going through a mission. That's one of the things I'm not a super huge fan of is that. And I understand why they do it, but if you come across something like that, there's a lot of shit that you'll come across that gets added as a quest to your quest log.
Yep.
But then when you look at it, it says your team will have access to this later.
Yep.
And it's like, man, I understand that you're doing that so that I know where to go back to, but it fucks with my head to have that shit in my quest log and not actually be able to do it. so I wish they would just like mark it on the map or something. I know that's a me thing, but um, it does that does drive me a little bit nuts. And I agree with you. There's some real balance problems in terms of some of the enemies that you run into. Um, so like on my way to get the fifth companion, uh, I went into one of the just to avoid spoilers, one of the memories that you can go into,
Mm-hmm.
and all the enemies. So I was level, I don't know, 15, I think, and all of the enemies were level 1.
Huh.
And then I started doing another mission, and this is a real kick in the ass for somebody like me that is a sort of a completionist. Um, I started a mission. It didn't give me any indication that I wouldn't be able to finish the mission, and it's like a 3-part mission. I got done with the first part, and then I halfway through the second part, I run into a boss that's like 5 or 6 levels above me, and it's like, fuck that. Don't if that's the way, if that enemy is going to be in the mission, then either tell me
Right.
that there's an enemy in there that's much higher than my level, or don't let me get halfway through the mission.
Yep.
That's so I'm gonna let you talk first because I got a lot of shit to say about Dragon Age.
Fine.
So
I'm super curious to hear about it too. Like, so you're 100% right. I feel because last night I was doing the same thing, a little side quest, with one of the companions, and it must be multiple parts because I did the first part, and just like you ran into a boss that was like level 30, and I think I was level 19, and I'm like, what are we doing? So
yeah.
I managed to beat this level 30 too with lots of, I'm a rogue like you. So with lots of,
Same.
I have like the necrotic stuff, and then I put points in like the traps that cause like bleeding and everything. So with lots of dashes and dodges and stuff, we managed to beat this boss, and then get to the second part, or I guess the next part of the quest, and now it's like scattered across the realm. Like we have to do stuff in different parts or whatever. And now it pops up at the bottom and it says that this quest is recommended for level, I think it said level 30. I was like, what the fuck? Why did they say that in the first place? Like, have you noticed that on any of yours where it has like
Yes.
the level gating?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. See, I never saw that. I never paid attention to that.
Yeah, like I've got a quest right now that says that it's level 5 to 40.
Okay, so I saw that, and
Yeah.
I just figured that all the quests just kind of scaled because I did
Oh
notice
no,
that
yeah.
like, okay,
I've
because
got another one. I've got another one in my journal right now that says it's in red and it says recommended level 30.
that's what I saw. That's what this one changed to when I killed that level 30 boss. Like and I was like, oh shoot. But then I did see that one that says like 5 to 40. So I figured all the stuff scaled. And another thing I realized about this when you were talking about you had to like wipe out all those level 1s is the game doesn't give, and I think Mass Effect might have did this too. It doesn't give you XP per enemy you kill. It's like per combat event.
Encounter.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You
encounter,
don't get
that's the
any
word.
XP until the whole group of enemies is dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. But no, so initially, like I said, weeks ago, I started this game as a mage and it just wasn't really vibing. But I started over as a rogue, and I started off trying to use the bow, but it's so weird because the bow, you have limited ammo.
Yep.
And I don't know. It just, I don't know. The bow it didn't work out for me. So I kind of switched tactics to be more of the melee, whatever the crow I'm like going towards the crow side of the skill tree. And it's become much better. Like it's way more fun. And I love the characters. And you haven't met them all. So I don't, cause I have a couple of favorites. Once you actually meet them all, we'll have to discuss.
I know who they all are. Like
Oh,
I
okay.
have, because I have all but one, and I have the mission to get the one, and the mission to get the one says what her name is and who she is.
Okay. I bet you're okay. All right. Yeah, I like the characters. I like that. So once you, and I know you've seen this, once you like do the little encounter, the mission to unlock the character, Varric, like, who is of course playing the narrator again, like
Yep.
runs down a
Yeah.
little tale about what's happening after, like, oh, this person da 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 da, and now da 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 da, and I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah, I
like
like that. Yeah.
I do too. That's super cool. And then you get to kind of play that stuff out with going on these like little 101s with the companions. And I think that's super cool in this game. Like I like how they've built out the companion characters and everything. I wish the main plot was better.
Yeah.
Cause it feels really muddled.
Agreed. Yep.
And I don't know. Like I've been focusing more on, now that I've gathered everybody, doing like their kind of one-on-ones, like going and finishing up their like individual stuff. And that's where I'm finding that a lot of the stuff is like there's more than one mission, obviously, but then it's like you go here and now it breaks out to where you have to do a bunch of different stuff that's scattered around, and you got to be higher level too. So you'll have to push forward with the main story to kind of get some of that XP or whatever. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's way better, than when I first played it. And I'm glad I gave it another chance, because I know Ken said he done uninstalled it. He was like, I can't go. He said he
I'm gonna
couldn't
try
go.
it again. I'm gonna kick a backloggery. So
Got you. Yeah, you should. I guess you probably just got to find the character. You know what I mean? The whatever character works for you.
The only
And
thing
I
that-
hate that you can't switch your classes.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's my
I
biggest
can't-
thing, because
that
like
annoys me.
I was like, I think like 8 hours into it, and I'm like starting it over, and I was like, man, I don't want to do some of this shit again. I'm sorry, I just
Yep.
don't.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah.
felt.
Well, and it's so not to some people might consider this spoilers. So if you're super sensitive like I am, take a dip out for about 2 minutes. But in addition to the other balance issues that we've already talked about, it's got a real problem with the balance on the order of the companions you unlock.
Mhm.
Because I got to tell you, if I knew that the first 4 companions that I unlocked were going to be either some variation of Ranger, or, when I say some variation of Ranger, I mean primarily uses a bow or is
Yep.
a mage, right?
Your mate. Yep.
Or a rogue,
Yep.
I wouldn't have picked a rogue. Like if I had known, that was the mix of companions that I was going to end up with for the first 4, I'd have made a different character decision. The other thing that would have made me make a different character decision is if I had known that this game doesn't give a fuck about anybody else on your team but you.
No,
Oh my God.
the AI
I was
just
just about
goes
to say
straight
that.
for you. Yeah.
Now, I know that the tank companion that you get can't has a taunt ability.
Yeah. Yep.
But number one, your companions don't use their abilities on their own nearly enough.
Nope.
And number 2, it doesn't seem super effective to me, because everybody still ends up. I mean, you draw aggro immediately, from all of these enemies, and so to your point about the boss fights, I think, and so let me back up and say before I get into some of this stuff, I do like the game, and I'm enjoying the game. I wouldn't have put 20 hours into it if I wasn't. My enjoyment of the game, I think, is being heavily carried by the fact that I'm a huge fan of the series, and that I like the sort of BioWare approach of gather these companions, talk to them, learn more about them as you go, and then the story kind of unfolds. I like that. I think they do a good job of justifying why you need the companions that you need. They each have a lot logical spot on a team that's doing what you're trying to do. I started enjoying the game a lot more when I got my mindset around the fact that this is really a Mass Effect game that's set in the Dragon Age universe. It can't make up its mind as to whether it wants to be a, pause the action or slow down the action, pull up the wheel, tell your individual people what you want them to do.
Yep.
Or a Twitch action game that's going to ask you to dodge and parry and look on the screen. And when you see this indicator on the screen, it means you need to block. And when you see this indicator on the screen, it means you need to dodge because you can't block it. It's an unblockable attack. And it's got, health pots and, it can't decide what it wants to be. I think the game, it's very clear how much kind of development hell this game went through over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
In that it has a ton of fucking systems in it that feel like somebody at some point decided this was a cool idea and it just never made its way out. Which is also why you end up with this kind of goofy ass half and half combat system. That kind of more fast-paced, actiony combat that still let you pause or slow down time to give your teammates commands worked a lot better in Mass Effect when everybody was shooting at you.
Exactly. Yeah.
In this game, you have a lot of combat scenarios where you got motherfuckers rushing you the whole time.
Brother.
And there's so much melee in this game. That's why I think they felt like they had to add the like parry and dodge and all that shit. But the consequence is that if you're going to have those systems like parry, dodge, all that kind of Twitch action game system, they got to make it useful. And so if you don't parry or dodge, you're going to get your fucking ass kicked because the enemies in this game hit hard as shit.
Yes, sir.
And so you end up with this weird half and half scenario where you're constantly getting rushed by these enemies. You're trying to manage the dodging and the parrying and all that stuff. Meanwhile, you're the fucking aggro for everybody. And your teammates aren't really maximizing their effort because most of the time they don't use their abilities unless you tell them to. So it's like this weird kind of hodgepodge of combat that it's fine. I wish I weren't a rogue because the other thing is that for rogues to use most of your skills, not all of them, some of them are on a cooldown, but to use most of your skills, you have to have momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And the game doesn't tell you this, but your momentum gets interrupted if you get hit. And so you have all these skills that are good for crowd control and shit like that, but when you're getting ganged up on by, 5 or 6 enemies, as soon as you get hit, you lose access to that skill.
Yep.
So, and I am primarily a bow user.
God bless
and
you.
There's weird balance there too, because if I get a headshot on an enemy with a fully charged bow,
Mm-hmm.
It does way more damage than any of my skills do. I'll get 1,500 damage from a fully charged bow headshot, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And you've got the like time slowdown thing that you can unlock. But there are some encounters, right, where the bosses aren't going to let you get distance. Because either the game locks you into a super small arena,
Yeah.
or the boss is rushing you the whole time. So I can think of two examples off the top of my head already where they lock you in this tiny little room with this massive boss who has all these AoE attacks, and it's like, fuck, this is not fun. Yeah, I'm not. I like the combat enough in this game to keep playing it, but it's definitely not my favorite, and I do feel like it kind of suffers from the development hell that this game has been in for 10 years. I also think the story suffers from that too, because I agree with you, Terrence. The companion stuff is great. The companions are all well written. The dialogue's good. I feel like the dialogue choices for Rook are generally pretty good too. It does suffer a little bit from it tells you the general gist of what you're going to say, and then Rook actually says it, and you're like, wait, no, what the fuck? That's not what I wanted you to say.
Yep, I was going to say that too. That happens a lot to me anyway. I'm like, damn it, that's not really what I was trying to say.
Yeah. I think there's a little bit of like they do a good job in some cases of leaning into some of the lore. I still think it was a mistake that they, there's 3 other games plus a ton of expansion plus a ton of novels and shit to lean into here. I still think it's a little bit of a mistake that they didn't keep the Keep open, Dragon Age Keep, where you could track all of your decisions across all the games.
Yeah.
I understand that not all of that necessarily is gonna play in, and it does make it substantially more difficult when you're trying to manage choices across 3 games and how that affects dialogue. But there are some major things that I think could have been handled a little bit better in terms of the lore. I also think the companions are cool, but their sort of companion abilities, basically like the special R1 targeted things when you're in the environment, basically all just boil down to help give me something to climb on. Like, you've got at least 4 companions who have some variation of give me something to climb on. Which, I mean, do we really need that many people with the give me something to climb on ability? Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like I hate the game, and I don't. I really enjoy it. It is my least favorite Dragon Age game at this point. As much as I enjoy it, there's just too many. Oh, and the bullshit. Sorry. It's like they also realized halfway through the game that this maybe doesn't have enough RPG systems. So their solution to that was just everything fucking levels up. Your weapons level up, your armor levels up, your fucking accessories level up, the shops level up, your workbench levels up, the factions level up. It's like, Jesus Christ, I don't just give me a currency system that allows me to earn better equipment as the game goes along. This bullshit where it's like chase down stuff in the environment to level up the shopkeepers, and then when you level up the shopkeepers, then you can unlock the stuff that you have enough money for now, and may or may not even be worth it by the time you actually level up the shop.
Yep.
But it's locked behind shop progress, and it's like, Jesus Christ, we don't need that.
How do you keep track of all that? Because all the different shops in the factions, this is what I've noticed, sell different stuff for different characters, and you can sell like all your like the stuff you pick up to sell. When you sell it to them, it only goes to that one faction. So okay, if I'm looking at stuff for this character, but there is no like big board where I can like, okay, I need to do this to this. It's so fucking confusing. I hate that whole system. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the whole the faction thing is super half baked, and it's like
Yeah.
it's like they decided that every companion has to come from a different faction. And so if
Yep.
we're going to have all these factions in the game, we need to have some way for you to feel like you're progressing that faction. But the problem is there's too fucking many of them.
Yes.
We didn't need all that. And yeah, I don't know. And then you and I were talking yesterday too about the places, and the game does the thing where it's like you have a hub,
Yep.
and then through the hub you can get to all these different places, but the reality is you're going to have fast travel for most of those places anyway, so unless you want to do the side quests and the specific stuff to the hub, you can just skip all that. But each one of like the two of the major locations and the stories that are happening with those factions are too fucking close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so I found myself, even though, again, I've played all the games, I've read most all the books, I'm like confused. I drop back into a place and it's like, oh shit, yeah, this is the invading force that this faction is this secret faction with a secret hideout is fighting against.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, all right, now I think I'm back up to speed. It's kind of all over the place. It's a shame because the bones of this game are actually pretty good.
Agreed.
And I really like the companions, and the main character's good. The sort of story is good by benefit of the fact that it's got 3 games and 4 novels worth of history to draw from. But it just kind of it's not as good in execution as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
You all know why this is the case, right?
Well, because fucking BioWare has had a talent exodus, the likes of which we've rarely seen from a studio that's
true.
still in existence.
That's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that this game was designed as a multiplayer co-op game. Live service game.
That though is a symptom of the talent exodus problem.
Yeah.
Wait.
They just didn't pick all the stuff out of this. It was supposed to be like Destiny.
It definitely was. Yeah, and
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I can see that now, 100%. Wow.
Yeah, but you've got game directors of prior Dragon Age games that aren't even with BioWare anymore. The guy who fucking created Dragon Age and wrote the first several games and half the novels isn't even with the company anymore. You've got, they had to pull in folks from the Mass Effect team to work on and finish this game, which is incredibly evident.
Yeah.
It's just the BioWare that created Dragon Age doesn't exist anymore. And factually, and that's not even like they were so much better 10 years ago. They full out that BioWare does not exist anymore because a company like this is nothing except a collection of people, and the people who built this series aren't there anymore. And the people, not all, but some of the people who built Mass Effect are still there. So it's not really much of a surprise that the game feels like a Mass Effect in the Dragon Age universe. Yeah. And Destiny is a great comparison, Ken, because I hadn't realized until now where some of this shit felt like it was coming from, and Destiny is 100% the answer.
The faction shit, 100% is Destiny.
Well, you also have Gear Score.
It makes sense.
Yeah, you have Gear Score.
Yep,
yeah.
You do. Yeah, that it 100% makes sense now. I did not know it was supposed to be a live service game initially. That's crazy.
Yep, that's why you have, bullet sponge enemies. That's why you have the team up attacks. That's all because it was a multiplayer game.
Yep. That's because when you do the little like combo attacks with your people, it like stuns the enemy and it like expands out. It makes this big explosion. All that's like the flashy shit that's crazy. I did not put that together. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, it even kind of looks a little bit like Destiny.
Yeah.
So
it even has the Destiny menu, the little fucking mouse cursor you got to move
it
around
does.
the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
game was started development when Destiny was like high tier,
Yeah,
and they were like, we want one of those, but in Dragon Age, and they're like, okay.
which is
Yup.
the absolute worst fucking series to put that shit
100%.
into. They
Jesus.
if they wanted something like that, they should have done a Mass Effect spinoff with all that shit in it.
Yeah, they
It
already
would've
kind of
been
had
perfect
one with
in Mass
multiplayer.
Effect. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we don't talk about Anthem.
Well, no, I'm talking about the multiplayer Mass Effect 3.
Oh yeah, well yeah,
I
that was a
liked
little
Anthem.
different though.
A little
I
different,
enjoyed
but
the
yeah,
multiplayer in Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
Anyway, so again, after bashing the game for the last 30 minutes or however long we've been talking about it, I do enjoy the game. It'll make my list for the year.
Mine
But
too.
I got to tell
Yeah.
you, if you told me 4 or 5 years ago that a new Dragon Age was going to come out and it was going to be near the bottom, at least the bottom half of my game of the year list, I'd have told you were crazy. It doesn't deliver. I miss when Dragon Age, when the BioWare games were all distinct, right? And I'm not saying that a new Dragon Age game in 2025 needed to be a spiritual successor to Baldur's Gate like the first one was. We already have a studio that's doing spiritual successors to Baldur's Gate, and it's not BioWare. But I wish it wasn't this kind of watered down RPG light that we got here.
Same. Same. Like I don't know. It'll make my list, and I'm enjoying it. I'm going to finish it.
Same.
But man, I definitely have. Whew, I miss the old days.
Yeah,
and what are those doctors up to? Those ones that actually formed the BioWare.
One of them wasn't one of them like a brewery, and the other one just like retired.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know what those guys have gotten up to. I know that so the folks that were super, I'll call it, instrumental
Oh shit, Anthony's in here.
in those Dragon Age games. Like so David Gator is the guy who wrote Dragon Age. He created the setting. He's the one who did all of that.
Mm-hmm.
He works for like an indie game developer, and I don't know that he's actually even put anything out. The like some of the other guys have moved on to other places. So what's his first name? Laidlaw's is like Mike Laidlaw. Is the guy that's doing that new Eternal Strands game that looks actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
He was one of the head guys in the first Dragon Age. So I mean they've just kind of scattered to the wind a lot of the folks that were involved in those early games. And there's still some folks that are left. But it's just the soul of that series has kind of disappeared at BioWare over the years.
Yeah.
And I mean, this game specifically has, as Ken mentioned, changed multiple times and changed creative directors multiple times. And, all the all that back and forth bullshit led to even more people leaving. So, like I said, it's not in every way that counts. It's not the same BioWare.
You know what? I'm mad because you're 20 hours in. I guess I'm slightly behind you. I'm like 15, but I have not been doing near as much of the like really searching out. Like when I ran into that level super high level boss. So I was like, oh shit, okay, let me just calm down. And so I just kind of been playing it straight. And when I go back to the areas, that's when I've kind of been doing like the deep dive kind of searching.
Yeah. I'm level 21 now, so I'm at the point where I can, specialize and all that shit.
Got you. I think I'm 19. I'm right behind you. I think I'm level 19. Yeah, I think I'm level 19. All right. Well, my question: have you heard anything about the Veil Guard? Like, have you heard who is the Veil Guard? I've never they haven't mentioned that at all.
That's the team. That's the team you're putting together.
Oh, is that? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, and the first time, the first time in the game that they mention that, it's so funny. They don't actually call it that, and no character calls it that, that I remember, until you get a message or you get a quest, and I'm trying to find the name of the quest. You get a quest that basically says, complete the Veil Guard. So when it asks you to go find the last two companions, the sub bullet under that mission is called complete the Veil Guard or something like that.
I did not see that.
And they don't call you that any time in the game that I am aware of. But that's who it is. It's the team that you're building.
Nice. Okay. I was just wondering if that was like another faction we were going to run into, or okay. All right.
No, it's your faction.
Not right. Okay. All right. Cool. I'm gonna go real quick for these other ones. I didn't mean to go that long in Dragon Age. It was needed though. We need to talk about that. We need to.
If you hadn't talked about it in yours, I would have talked about it in mine. So.
Right. So
I still think it's hilarious that you just noticed that Anthony was in here. He's been in here for like 30 minutes.
I dead ass did not. I had struck the thing and opened back up Discord. I was like, oh shit, Anthony's in here. What's up, Anthony?
To be fair,
I'm not next to my
computer. Add to that
So.
conversation.
Oh, well,
right. I don't give a fuck about Dragon Age, so
yeah, he don't care. I played some Weird West for a little bit. I played some more Dying Light. Played some Star Trek Legends, which I'm reviewing that, right? For Xbox?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Okay, cool. All right, well, I'll get that written up. It's not great. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not great. So listen, it is a phone game. It came out in the Apple Arcade because I played it back then on my phone. It was fine. It's one of those gotcha games where you have to summon and you get pulls to get the special characters, and of course you'll get the same ones, and that just helps level up your people, and you have to build squads of 4 characters and you fight whatever. Basically, yeah. But this takes the gotcha element out of it, so you're not paying per stuff. So it's all that stuff without the extra money thing. It was fine on Apple Arcade. It was fun. I think I even played it on PC. I think yes, and it was cool on PC. I don't know what this developer is on, but they just fucked up the console version because it's janky as hell. It's missing features that the PC version, even the phone version, doesn't have. It doesn't launch sometimes. I've had so many crashes, and then I've done some research on this developer, and I guess they don't finish their game, so they push the stuff out and do a little bit and then fuck off, just leave it alone to die. So I guess people are expecting that to happen. But yeah, so I'm gonna have words. That's gonna be a fun review because it's not great. God. I played some Star Trucker. I played some, actually, because I haven't looked at my Steam stuff. What I've played the most on my Steam Deck is the Sonic X Shadow game, which is a lot of fun. I haven't played a 3D Sonic game for real, and y'all gonna probably laugh and or judge, but it probably was Sonic Adventure 2, honestly, because I think I played some of the other ones.
No one can judge you for that. That's
Oh,
probably
okay.
where most
Thank
people should have stopped for a long time. So,
like, okay.
If you had gotten to Sonic 06 and then said I stopped, I'd be like, yep, I understand. If you got to Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric, I would have gone, yep, that I understand. Sonic Heroes, that buggy mess, yeah, I understand.
I
Like,
think I
that's just kind
played
of the
that.
going.
Yeah, but I didn't
Yeah.
play it for real. Like I kind of played it in the store because I think it came out when I worked at Game Crazy and we were demoing games, and I think I played it there. But I didn't But this is good. Like I like this game a lot. I played the Sonic Generations like a little bit, like the first level, which that actually is kind of cool. I'm interested in the story there, but the Shadow is really what I'm here for. And I love how they've basically made Shadow Venom. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get what Ken is talking about because I think you came on here and said when you played it that you were kind of overwhelmed or had issues with the controls.
He just stops.
I can see that because he does a lot. You said what?
I said he just stops.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It fucks up your momentum. I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah, it does. If you don't chain together all his shit right, it does. Like he just, because because you gotta shoot stuff at certain stuff, boost through this, dude. He does a lot of stuff, but it's fun. And that soundtrack, man, listen, that soundtrack is fire. Anthony sent me some other good music from Sonic. I didn't realize that the Sonic series was popping off music like that. Damn.
I mean,
it's some good tunes.
Matsumoto, I think is his name. Nakamura was the composer of the first two Sonic games. They hired him. He was not a Sega employee like Koji Kondo was for Nintendo. No, he was a pop star that they hired to write the soundtrack. They don't have so every time you hear original Sonic music, they have to pay him because he owns the rights to it.
Huh.
That's the reason why they don't use the Sonic theme a lot anymore. They usually write new stuff.
I've
Sega
actually
is notorious for not knowing what they actually own. Like they don't own Toe Jam and Earl.
Didn't know that.
It's not like they sold it off. They just don't really. I believe Echo the Dolphin's the same thing. There's a story about when they released Sonic Spinball. Sonic Spinball is coming out, and they're having I don't want to say release party, but it's gone gold, guys. We're done the game party. And they have it playing on the screen, and somebody goes, I don't think we own the Sonic music, which is playing on the title screen of Sonic Spinball. And they had to look into it quickly and realized, oh shit, we do not own it. And I believe Howard Drossen had to write a new theme song for Sonic Spinball in a night. Because it needs to be done right away so they could start producing the game.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh, and not to spoil anything, but the singer Crush 40 recently realized he wasn't getting paid for all the uses of songs that he had wrote. And Crush 40 is a weird one. Yeah, so Crush 40 is a weird one because Crush 40, I believe his name is Jun Senui. He's the composer for a lot of songs in the Sonic Adventure games. He's part of Crush 40. So does the Crush 40 song but the singer Johnny Gioli, I don't know how to pronounce it. He has songwriting credits too. So if they use the lyrics that Johnny wrote, Sega.
That's
Sega has a lot of fucking stories of not knowing what the fuck they actually own and what they don't. Everybody always fucking complains about Nintendo, but at least Nintendo is consistent. You know exactly what Nintendo owns.
Yeah, that sounds like a mess. I just know the music is fire in the Sonic games, and y'all get that legal stuff worked out. I'm just gonna listen to the music. It's great. But I do like the Sonic X Shadow, so definitely go put some more time and finish that. And I'm done. I'm finished. Move on to somebody else.
Anthony,
we're not. Okay, I can
hold on.
keep talking.
Before Anthony goes, let me just say one more thing. I just found my new least favorite thing in Dragon Age.
What's that?
So this isn't a spoiler because this happens in literally every Dragon Age game, but there's a side quest where you're investigating a murder, or a series of murders, and one of the murder victims, you like have to track down where he lived, and when you get to where he lived, he has a cat, and you can pet the cat, and your guy says, "Oh, did whatever the murder victim's name was feed you?" And then you just have to fucking walk away and leave the cat there. Don't tell me about the murdered guy's cat and make a point to say, "Oh, this dead guy who's not alive anymore because he was very much murdered was the one who was feeding you," and then make me walk away.
Right. Not the cat just gonna starve to death. Yeah, see, I am a cat person. I would, yeah. I haven't got to that question yet. But
you can't put that cat there. That's like the cat version of Chekhov's gun. You can't put that cat there unless I'm allowed to adopt that cat and take it back to the fucking lighthouse.
You know what's crazy is it has all those, like, when you're walking around the towns, like all the like beggar people, you can put money in their stuff. Like you can give them gold and stuff, but they don't let you feed this poor cat.
They don't let you feed the poor cat.
That's messed up.
Some bullshit. Anyway, sorry, Anthony. Go ahead.
No. Apparently, I'm on the Dragon Age podcast. I wouldn't have come if I'd known. I have no care for that series. It's not
Look,
even hate.
Hey,
it's like,
you know what's funny though? What's funny is you're about to turn it into the Balatro podcast, and I wouldn't have come if I knew it was going to be that.
Actually, I'm not, because I haven't played, like, when I was sitting here waiting for y'all to finish fucking discussing lore I don't care about. I was playing Balatro, but I haven't played Balatro as much recently. I've played... So I haven't played much, and I'm going on vacation soon. I was supposed to be at my mother's this weekend visiting her, but the weather is not great.
Oh, you got a snowstorm too? I didn't realize it was hitting
I
you.
don't. They do.
Oh, they do. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, and I have to leave on Wednesday. I cannot be late for this. Otherwise, I'm driving to fucking Ottawa, and I'm good. I'd rather not. So I haven't played a ton because I've been kind of preparing for that. Doing a lot of ROM translating, so I can put it on my pocket, so I have something to play while I'm there. I have played. So I played more Ghostwire. That's Far Cry in a city. Is essentially what that is.
100%.
Yeah, the repetition kind of got to me, and I was like, well, now. I'm done with this for now. I'll come back to this after. So I did start up Cyberpunk again. Yeah, I think, Ken, you were right, but I think also there was a couple settings I said, like, the super scaling is fine, so I just left that on, and it still looks good. Like, the problem is there's so many goddamn settings that it's like, well, which ones are going to be the biggest or the most obvious, like, downgrades if I fuck with it too much?
That's
so
the whack-a-mole that is PC gaming. Which setting is going to make this shit run?
I mean, it's also happening with consoles. So.
Well, yeah, but it's still going to run.
Right.
Like, it's not going to crash. Well, some games will crash.
I still don't love that game. I mean, I got further. I still haven't gotten to the apartment. I just don't feel the drive to play that game. I get dropped in the city, and I go, I just don't give a shit about what's happening. Like,
wait.
There's some cool stuff going on, but like, I'm like, yeah, I'm walking through a city, but like,
I'm walking here.
But hang on, wait, because you said you ain't went to the apartment, because I can't remember the beginning of this game. So literally, all you've done is just walked around the city. Like, you ain't done nothing. Like, you ain't run a quest or nothing.
To get the chip that puts Johnny in your head. That's not a spoiler. That's literally.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So, because I want to make clear, because you do go to your apartment too, so
right.
I just wanted to make sure I had this. Yeah, you know, I meet up with somebody, and so I met up with another corpo. She's the one that wants you to work for her or whatever. I feel like I'm just saying words because I don't know if anybody else has played
I know what
everybody's
you're talking
played.
the exact same thing.
Yeah, everybody's
No,
played.
but I mean, like, I don't know how far they deviate from each other. So,
Oh yeah,
you have to meet with a lady. She has like an armored
intro.
vehicle, and she's got another person like kidnapped currently. And I don't know, the whole discussion. I was just like, what is this? Like, the most interesting part of it so far was setting up for the heist. And everything else has been kind of boring. Like, or you know what? Incorrect. When you go with Jackie at the beginning to do the raid on the apartment, that was interesting. But then I'm trying to take side quests, and they're not that. It's just, I don't know. Again, I realize I'm not super far into it, but I just don't feel the drive, and I'm hoping it's me right now. But it's just like, it's, I don't know. There's just something about it that's just not clicking with me. It's not terrible, but it's also not. It's not engaging enough for what I think it's trying to be right now for me, at least. But it's also not doing what Ghostwire Tokyo was doing, which was just turn brain off, do thing, right? Like just the checklist game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like it's been a very weird way of like feeling about a video game that I haven't had in quite some time. Played more Escape Simulator. I played more Deep Rock Galactic, stuff I normally play. There's not much to say. I will say this: the Escape Simulator. There's a weird dip. Like there's different like settings for each like escape rooms set, and we did the space one first, and I think the space one is harder than some of the other ones. Like so far, it's the only one I think where we've clearly failed a room and didn't catch it. Like we didn't know what we were doing. Like one of them was like a weird puzzle game you had to play almost. I don't know. It just wasn't. It doesn't feel like it flows in the right way. Comparison to some of the other ones, like I think the mansion one though just felt like random rooms. They didn't feel like they were connected in a singular building either. I think the corporation one where you're in like an office building so far has been like the best. The Egypt one was good as well. So now we're on to DLC single rooms, and there's obviously fan created rooms as well. But I don't know. I think that's a really well done game. But yeah, there's some weird glitches with it too. It's weird for a game to be basically done because like Escape Simulator 2 is coming, and there's some weird glitches where I can see something that's happened. Like I've solved a puzzle. It's accessible to me. And my friend's standing there and go, I don't see it. I'm like, what do you mean you don't see it? Like it's a big tube that's sticking out of the wall now that wasn't there before. And he's like, yeah, it's not that for me. So there's some weird stuff with it. But it is a lot of fun, but I can't imagine doing it by yourself. Like they have these hidden tokens in every level, and there's 8 of them, and they are extremely difficult to find. Most rooms we get to like 6, some we get to 7. There's been a couple though that we got like 3, and we're like, I don't know where the fuck 5 more of these are. So, yeah, that's it for me. That's all I've done.
Sorry, I got a phone call.
As I say, everybody else just died, and no one picked up the slack. So I was just
No,
like, well, fuck it. I've done my due diligence. Fuck it.
No, my wife and my son were at church, and she just called me and said the roads were treacherous, and then the phone went out. So I'm like,
oh shit!
That's what your anxiety needs.
Yeah. So I'm like chilling here for a second. I'm like, you gonna call back? What's going on? I guess I'm not going out.
When the weather is too bad, the Lord knows my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like Lord.
Yeah, I just looked outside. The road is completely white. So
I told you, man, because when we talked initially, I guess it hadn't got to you yet, but yeah, it was crazy down here. Like, yeah, nah, I'm cool.
I guess I won't be going out for lunch. I guess it's a DoorDash kind of day.
Yeah, so heaven, Jesus Christ, heaven forbid.
Right!
Get him,
Anthony.
Like,
Right, get him.
I'm not gonna risk my life for this, but I will risk.
I will risk yours. Yeah,
right, nigga. Capitalism because
I will risk yours.
No, hold on. Y'all ain't gonna make me feel bad about this because if I don't order it, some other motherfucker's gonna do it.
Oh, come on!
Oh my fucking god! Are you really?
He's just trying to help them get paid, Anthony.
Right.
Oh, fucking.
Oh,
Christ.
Lord.
If I don't do it, someone else will do it. Did you say that about killing a CEO then, please? put some good spirit back into the world.
Gear up. Get ready to do that.
Someone's got to do it, because if I don't do it, someone's gonna. I might as well be the one.
I hate snow. God, I hate snow so much.
Because it's white.
I mean,
that's very
racist. He wasn't
yeah, that's why.
He wasn't a very good rapper, but he was also Anthony's countryman. So I don't feel like you should insult him in that way.
He was a murder reggae artist. Also, he was in jail when his hit went off, so I wouldn't fuck with him.
Was he really?
And he stabbed a guy.
Oh wow, that's okay. Well.
Informer is not a song that he wrote out of just fun.
All right, give me.
You look your boom boom down.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna pause. All right. Well, it's been a fun day. Let's move on. Are you done? You're done, Anthony, right?
Yeah. No, I was giving you shit, and then yeah.
Yeah, give me more shit. That's fine.
I mean, really though. Really gonna risk the poor pizza delivery guy's life?
Motherfucker, it ain't on me. They're gonna be delivering anyway. Like I said,
it's fun. I saw on
a bunch of people
X.
are like, well, you know what? I might as well do it too.
Right. I saw X.
That's not a great reason.
I don't want to risk my life, but you're going to risk the poor 17-year-old in an 04 Kia to see what he can do in the snow.
Yeah, I can't pay for winter tires with his job either.
I didn't tell him to go to work today. He went to work today. That's not my fault.
Hey, that's on him.
He's trying to get down a straight road, but he's driving like it's initial D. Running in the 90s. Like, all right.
He went to work today. Meanwhile, he's got $200,000 in student loans, and he's door dashing because the fucking job market sucks.
No, I'm not. I'm just contributing to his loan payback.
There you go, helping him out. Helping him out.
Pulls into your driveway, does a fucking 360.
I just look out the window.
Beat is just blasting. Deja vu. I've been this place before. Oh yeah, no.
It's all good. All right. Well, I didn't play anything new, so I decided.
You just gonna skip my ass, you motherfucker.
I thought you would continue yours over Dragon Age.
More than Dragon Age.
Okay. Well, what else did you play besides Dragon Age?
Jesus Christ.
If you say nothing, I'm going to be pissed.
I mean, you just got put on the pizza delivery list.
Well, so number one, I found something else that's bullshit in Dragon Age.
Oh god damn it!
It's a lot.
So you know how in a game, sometimes the boss does that really fucky thing where they call in ads. Mm-hmm. So you not only have to fight the boss, but you have to fight his fucking minions that he calls in out of nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah. How would you feel about a boss that calls in ads, right? And then the ads are 6 fucking levels higher than the boss.
Damn. Yeah, I haven't gotten there. Jesus Christ.
It would be funny if the boss was
No game has done that ever.
You know what? That is a great idea for a boss fight where the boss itself is super weak.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It just spams you with fucking...
Yeah, like some nerdy accountant guy.
Yeah.
He's running around, running away from you.
Right. That would be cool. In this case, the boss was a 15-foot tall ogre with a club and electrical powers.
That sounds fun.
And the ads were not that. So, anyway. All right. Other things that I've played. I played a decent amount more Stardew Valley. As I mentioned, I've been playing a lot of that uh, since the 1.6 update came out. I actually picked it up on Steam because I had some credits and stuff. So I was able to transfer my save from the mobile game to Steam Deck. So I was able to pick up right where I left off there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's not super easy. I had to basically Dropbox myself my save file from my phone and then download it onto the Steam Deck and put it in the right folder and unzip it and all that bullshit. So it wasn't seamless, but it wasn't super hard. So I played a decent amount more of that. I played some more Astrobot. I think I've got, I don't know, 130, 140 bots now, something like that. So I'm making my way through that game. I've sort of put it on pause a little bit to play Dragon Age. We already talked too much about Dragon Age, and we'll talk more about that. And then I played actually quite a bit of Balatro. Man, that game is it addicting. I am glad that I have it on Steam Deck and not on mobile phone because it would destroy my productivity completely. Yeah, I had a couple really awesome runs yesterday. I found a super cool combination of cards that included a card that I have sort of seen a couple times, but always kind of ignored. And in this case, really only got to try to help build my money up. So there's a card that basically every hand, or maybe it's every round, I don't remember, increases the price of all of your jokers, increases the sell value of all of your jokers. But then there's another card that gives you like increases your multiplier by the sell value of all your joker cards. So
yeah, that's the pirate card, yeah.
Yeah. And so the gift card is the one that increases your sell value for all your jokers. I think it's every hand, but it might be every round. I can't remember.
I don't know if I've used because I've had the egg. I usually team up the pirate with the egg, but I haven't.
Right, because the egg gains 3 every time, right?
Yeah.
So this one affects all of your jokers. So every joker and anything actually in your hand. So like if you have a tarot card or whatever, it increases the value of that by $1 too.
I think I've been screwed because I've never had that combination come up. So it's probably that I had like access to the gift card and decided like, what the fuck's the point right now?
Yep, 100%. I'd seen the gift card come up several times and never. Like I said, I only picked it because I thought, well, I'm early in the round. I need to build up some cash. So I picked it with the intention that I would just use it to sell a bunch of shit and then get some cash and be done. And then I got that pirate one, and it's like, oh shit, these two things together are actually pretty powerful.
I've been trying to fucking beat the abandoned deck. I cannot get a good synergy going.
I haven't done that one yet.
No face cards.
Oh. Yeah, that seems pretty
I know
tough.
the strategy, but the fucking pulls I get. I have just in general, even with the Pokemon TCG game on mobile, I just shit. My luck has been shit.
Bad luck
in video games. And then you know what? I'll take it because as long as it doesn't affect real life shit, for the better.
Yeah, right. So the other thing that I paired that with was there's a card that basically gives you a end of calculation multiplier for and it increases every time you add a card to your deck. And then I also had the card that copies the ability of the card to the right.
Oh yeah, the one that looks left, yeah.
Right. So basically, every time there was a standard pack in the shop, I bought it and added cards to my deck. So I got that multiplier up to like 4, plus the copy ability meant that I got a ×4 and then a ×4 on top of that every time. And then I had built up the value of the Joker cards in my hand so much that card multiplier was like, I don't know, 70 or something like that. Maybe even higher than that. So I was getting consistently somewhere between 2,200 and 2,500 multiplier every time. And I did not get past the 7.2 million blind. I got up to, I think, almost 3.6 or something like that. So I need to find a way to pair those with some better chip generation cards, which I think I have an idea for it. But I also lucked out because 2 of those cards I got because I skipped a blind to get the like the double, what's it called, double tap or whatever, where you
double tag.
Yeah, double tag.
Because all of them are tags that allow you
right.
to get the thing the next turn. Yeah.
And so I got a double tag that made the next Joker in the shop be a negative Joker. So I had like 7 Jokers in my hand, all increasing in value every hand, which all increased my multiplier every hand. So it was that was a hell of a run. I'll be chasing that dragon for a while.
Yeah, I have not had a run that good.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And part of the reason why I was up way later than I wanted to be last night. But yeah, that fucking game is amazing. Terrence, I didn't even know you were playing it.
No. I've tried it. But I'm not. I've tried it. I'm not good. Like, I suck at math and I'm not good at poker. And I'm like, no, this game is, because typically card games are my jam.
Eventually, the calculation becomes so big that to be that,
it just doesn't even matter.
Sure there's people are. I stopped doing it in my head. Yeah,
got you.
I'm not figuring out how many fucking multipliers I have. I use a rough estimate based on what a hand or previous hands have been.
Right.
Kind of dictate how high a score I'm gonna get on it.
The other cool, Anthony, you'll appreciate this. The other cool series of Jokers I had was I had the series of and this wasn't as good from a didn't end up being as good from a point standpoint, but it was pretty cool. I had the Joker that turns every face card you play into a gold card.
Yep. Did you have the vampire?
No, I had the card where every card is considered a face card.
Oh, goddamn!
And the card that gave you 3 gold every time there's a
gold card is played.
Yeah, right. So like I was racking up a shit ton of money. Like 44 of my 52 cards were gold.
So the other two that you need on that is the bull, right? Because all the money you have.
Oh yeah.
And then the vampire, because every time you play the
cards,
right, takes the gold off. But you've played the card that's gold. They'll become gold as long as you have them in the right order. So you'll still get the coins. Then the vampire will take it off and add a multiplier. I think it's like a plus multiplier though. It'll add to the multiplier, won't multiply. But yeah, fuck, god damn, that's a good one.
Yeah. So the Balatro is the king of, oh shit, that's what that's for. Because like you'll run across Jokers and you'll be like, why would I want that? Why would that ever be helpful? And then you're like, oh shit,
the only one
okay, I get it now.
Is a pain in the ass, like truly a pain in the ass, is the tower. because you have to stay on top of every fucking hand you play.
Yeah.
I know it does it for you, but because you have to actually go to another screen, that slows down that game a fuck.
Is that the one? Is that the one that is based on your most played hand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's a pain in the
which
ass.
counteracts every other Joker you're building.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
Yep. But anyways, yeah. So I've played a lot of Balatro. That game is exceptionally good. I'm glad I took the dive on that game. Again though, I'm very glad that I bought it on Steam Deck and not on
Can
mobile.
you imagine?
Fuck.
I think he was asked, but like, can you imagine if he sold this to gamblers?
Oh Jesus Christ!
Like I think some one of those fucking companies asked him, and he's like, no.
Yeah.
It's like I could just see fucking casinos filled with people sitting at machines playing this.
Oh yeah, shit yeah, yeah. That would be yikes. It's nice when a developer like that has some backbone. It's funny. Usually, the ones who have some backbone and who are willing to take care of the customer are the small or one-person studios, and not the corporations whose only duty is to the stockholder.
Well, they haven't been corrupted by power yet.
Yeah. The other thing that I played some more Berserk Boy. I want to try and finish that before our Game of the Year show because that's a candidate. That game is really good. It's a fun sort of Mega Man style game. It's not difficult really like Mega Man, but it's got that same kind of vibe. But the pacing and the combat and the movement's a lot different. So that game's a lot of fun. And it'll end up on my list. I'm just not quite sure where yet. So and then I think that is it.
Whew. What a day.
A lot of games.
Well, a lot of Balatro and Dragon Age.
Yeah.
All right.
So Overwatch now? Or
no, I'm well, I'll mention it at the end because something happened that I didn't think was possible in this day and age. But
someone was nice in an online game.
Well, I'm not gonna spoil it. We'll get there.
All right.
So I've decided I'm gonna go back to my backlog and start playing through some stuff. So I downloaded a bunch of stuff that I had started and never finished. First one was Alan Wake 2. So nice. I got back into that. That game is frustrating. Not like it's difficult, not like it's obtuse for the sake of being obtuse. Like, I did the subway section, which is kind of where I was at, and it wants you to keep switching the storyline so that you can unlock one little thing that then moves the progress forward and changes the layout of the level. And like it doesn't really give you a whole lot of like information of what you're supposed to do, and you look at the mission log and it's like, well, switch to this mode and do something. Well, what am I supposed to do? And then like when you got to walk back through the subway the way you came, and not only do you have to do that, but you have to keep switching the story so that the subway tunnel is there so you can walk through. Like, this is too much.
Listen, I'm a little obtuse too. I mean, it's just past the holidays, but now it's the New Year, so start eating a little better and exercising a little bit. Can't really hate on Alan Wake for that.
That's the wrong word. That's the wrong word.
Oh, shit.
Hey, look, I understand though, like, because I finished the game and the subway was one of the parts that I was like, man, I gotta walk away for a minute. Like, there's 3 parts of that game where I had to put the controller down and go do something else because it was very frustrating. So
yeah, I forced myself to play through that subway section, and I was like, I'm gonna complete this. And I finally got through it, and it takes you back to the room where they're all 3 sitting there talking.
Yep.
And it does the same shit again. It's like, well, now you can switch between the worlds at random between the 2 characters. I was like, man, you just made it worse.
Yeah. Well, see, now it actually, oh, wow, you're actually close to the, you're about a little past mid game. You're close to the end. Because now you have the freedom to switch between the two at will. But you're right. It does make it worse because you're going to run into a roadblock with one and be like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Oh, I got to go back to the other one and then do this stuff. I have to progress this before I can actually move, her stuff along. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's fun. Game, I like that game though. I liked it.
That game is a lot of like, why am I doing this? I don't understand why I'm doing this. I also reinstalled Visions of Mana and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, because obviously I wanted to do a little bit more on Infinite Wealth because it might be on my list. That game is still excellent. Fuck off, English voiceovers, you're terrible. Except for Ichiban. Love Ichiban's voice actor. Everybody else, I'm sorry, but Kiryu's just ruins that game for me. So it's gotta be Japanese. But that game, amazing. I do wish that they would streamline them a little. Like, Jesus Christ. These games are so long. And it's like, oh, in the middle, there's just a whole Pokemon game. Whatever. Go do it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like Infinite Wealth
has expanded on that? That's awesome.
Dude, there's an island. You just go to the island and play Pokemon for like 20 hours or some shit. It's crazy.
I need to get that game.
It's good, but like, Christ on a cracker, when are you going to find time to play all these games?
Well, that's the problem. Honestly, that's why I haven't gotten that one. Because I know it's long as all get out.
I mean, did you finish the last one
on Steam Deck? But I just haven't started it yet.
Yeah.
And I know that everybody tells me that I would immediately fall in love with that game because of the Dragon Quest
stuff. Yeah,
but
you will.
I have not had the time to boot it yet. One of these days.
What kills me about the first game is it's good and it's very, very long, but at one point in the game, it's like, nah, fuck that. Go grind for 10 hours because you're not going to beat.
Quest.
That's Dragon Quest. Yep.
Yeah, but Dragon Quest is old. Like,
no, you 100%. Like, you're right. Like, but I feel like I don't know if they were doing that as like an homage or something, but yeah, and you're right. That part, that sucks because you do hit a wall in that where you got to do old school. Let me grind these enemies to get levels.
You go through the fucking sewer runs over and over and over and over and over and over.
Game. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that game is just it's too much. Like, I love these games, but you're doing too much. Visions of Mana is good. It just feels kind of there. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
I've seen several people actually say that Visions on Blue Sky that Visions of Mana was going to be their game of the year.
I would be shocked. It like, I'm not saying it's not good, but it's like the most 7 out of 10 game you'll ever play. Like, you play it, you're like, this is fun, but like, that's all there is.
I went back to it too because I reinstalled it as well. And you're right. And I'm a Mana series fan. And it's like, I don't know, maybe something will happen because I'm still kind of early. But like, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I mean, this is fine. Like,
I swear to Christ,
like,
though, I might have to turn off the voices because if I hear syrup,
bruh,
syrup,
let me tell you something. That gets worse too. That annoys me to no end with the different anime type. Because Tales of all the Tales games do it.
I was gonna say, just pick a Tales.
Yeah, they all do it. Like, yeah, everybody has to say their different and it gets so annoying so fast. Like,
so that was one of the things when I went back to Skies of Arcadia. That's one of the things that I always forget about is the
Yep.
This motherfucker is yelling syrup. I don't know, like, you haven't played Visions of Mana, but like literally when you're out in the open world, there's these little droplets you pick up. They're syrup. They're crafting stuff. He says it when he picks up every single one. And there's like 200 in every area.
Yep. If you switch characters, because you'll get to a point where you can run as a different character as your main person, they'll say something similar too about the syrup or whatever. And it's and it's over it. Oh my god. Oh my god! Like, I'm
gonna start doing that every time I get something. Like every time I grab a soda out of the fridge, I'll be like, Pepsi.
You should see if your wife says something.
She probably think I was having a stroke or something. I don't know.
She's like, what the hell is wrong with him?
I'm also working my way through Contra Operation Galuga. I never finished that. It's fine.
Is that the new one?
Yeah, it's the new one. It's fine.
Okay.
It should be better than it is because it's a brand new Contra game made by WayForward.
Oh.
But it's not as good as what the way I described it. Like, it's not that good. Like,
Gotcha.
Makes me sad. I'm also working my way through that DC Justice League Cosmic Chaos. I think I'm like 5 hours into that. That's also getting kind of repetitive, but I've heard it's only like 10 hours, so I just push through it. It's a lot of punch and fish. But, you know, all the costumes and the characters and the humor is really good. I mean, Master Shake is Mr. Mixoplitic.
I always mess his name up.
Oh,
that it?
Yeah, he's great. Although, so there's loading times when you go between areas, right? There's not really any loading times because they're always different, and what it is it's waiting on him to finish his little joke in between each loading screen.
Oh.
And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, sometimes he has a really long one. The problem is like they're funny the first time, but after the 15th time, I'm like, man.
Yeah, they are fun. I do, because I picked that game up on sale too when y'all had talked about it forever ago. That game is fun. I haven't finished it, but like I do enjoy playing it.
Yeah, I think I'm about 5 hours. I think I saw on How Long to Beat it's like 10 hours. So
that's not bad.
I'm like, all right, I'll push through this. Now, a game I did finish, I checked one off the backlog, and I will tell you, I don't remember if it was on my list last year, but it after finishing it, it might have definitely been, which is RoboCop Rogue City. That game,
hell yeah,
that game is really good. Yep. You know what's funny?
On my list.
You know what's funny?
Yeah, I
didn't realize you could. You had different PCBs until I was 3/4 of the way done. And so I got I think it's the 4.3 board or whatever. Mm-hmm. That board is amazing, but why the fuck do you not give me an option to break off the downsides? You only get a choice. You can either have plus 20 in ammo, or you can have negative whatever. Yeah. It's most of them will let you trade. If you got one of those pieces, because so if you don't know how this works, think of it like Pipe Dream, where it's an upgrade tree, but you get T lines and you get cutoff lines and you get 4-way lines, and you have to put them on this board. And for each one you connect, it gives you a boost. So your gun shoots faster, or you reload faster, kind of thing.
It's his circuits basically. It's his motherboard, whatever. Yeah.
But once I got the one for hold down the trigger to auto fire, that was a game changer.
Oh hell yeah! Yep.
But they'll have these ones where if you pick this perk, you will also get this negative thing. So if you go, well, I want crits to do more damage, but it's going to take away 20% of my my clip ammo.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times the boards will let you cut them off to where if you put the right piece in there, you'll still get the perk, but not the downside. And that 4.3 board has 2 perks that if you pick them, they automatically just give you the degradation. And I was like, that's not worth it. So
did you use any of the pickup weapons, or did you stick to his your main?
Towards the end, I would use that railgun because it would take the robots down faster.
Yeah.
And especially the armored guys. But see, the armored guys, if you shoot them in the kneecaps, then they just go straight down.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Man, that game is so fun. You're fucking RoboCop. I don't know. The game was so fun.
Yeah. The only thing that would have,
the checkpoint stuck.
The checkpoints suck, but also.
Dang, they suck.
I understand why they did it, but the way how slow he moves drives me crazy because I'm man, I gotta walk all the way across the city.
Yeah, I don't know that I would be able to play that game because of that. One of my biggest pet peeves in gaming is when your character walks super fucking slow.
Dude, his run is like a walk.
It's yes, you use his run. It's basically the normal walk speed, and you're like, what the fuck?
Because he's RoboCop. So
yeah,
right.
it's annoying, but you like, I don't know, like I got used, because it did piss me off in the beginning, but I think maybe it was just the nostalgia because I think we're all 80s kids, but like I loved RoboCop. Like those, my mama got so mad because I would always watch fucking RoboCop. Maybe it was just the nostalgia factor for me that I was just dealt with it, but I totally feel you, Ryan.
Like
the
Robo wants Oreos.
The fucking gore in that game.
I heard that story.
Is so good. Like, dude, blowing a dude's head off in a game never felt better than this game.
Right? With his, oh my god, shooting him in the dick.
Like, the dick shots are cool, but the headshots are just so brutal. And there's a perk on your upgrade tree that you can make it more brutal.
Yep. It's fun. If you catch it on sale, because I know the walking speed may bug you, you should pick it up, Ryan, and check it out. If you have any affinity for RoboCop. If you don't give a fuck, don't worry about it.
Yeah, they definitely nailed the humor.
I think my power just went out.
Oh, that's not good.
Are you kidding me?
What the fuck? Wait a minute. Oh no,
How's your computer still running?
You're right. No, it wasn't the power. It's
Ryan,
fucking.
Ryan only likes RoboCop 3.
Oh God!
Isn't that what this game essentially is?
And the television series.
Isn't that essentially what this game is?
Like the real.
This is the real RoboCop 3. Yeah. Who did you side with for mayor? Oh.
Did we lose Terrence?
I think he's. Yeah. I think
Terrence got arrested by RoboCop.
I heard a noise and I was like, was that my computer that shut down? Did my internet die? Yeah, I think he's gone. Boy, today's gonna suck, isn't
Terrence is dead.
Yeah, today's gonna be a fucking pain in my ass.
Alright. Well, he won't be here to get the spoiler, so he'll have to listen to it later. So Overwatch, and I'll do this quick. I know nobody wants to hear about this game.
Hold on. Is it positive or negative?
It's positive.
Nah, I don't want to hear about this game.
So
I'm kidding, of course, but
I was doing my normal plays like I always do, just hopping in, playing by myself, blah blah blah, whatever. I started to lose, and I was like at the point where I was like, all right, I'm about to quit because I'm getting frustrated.
And then you got a message on Xbox Live saying, "Hey, newcomer, want to show you the ropes?"
No. So I got in this last game, and I was like, well, this is probably gonna be my last game. And I'm on this team, and we just like destroy them. Like we just absolutely destroy them. Oh, he's back. Maybe.
Bruh, what the hell? I don't even know what happened.
What is happening?
They
I don't know.
There's a group of people mugging the electrical guys.
Listen, I got a house in a better neighborhood, sir. I don't live in the hood anymore. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened, man. But okay, I'm back. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just telling the story, the spoiler story that you weren't gonna hear. Okay, so on my last game, like I said, we won, and I get that little pop up. If you've ever played Overwatch, you know what that little pop up is. It says "Stay as team."
Mm.
And since we'd rolled them, I looked down at the bottom right. It said 4 out of 5. I'm like, so I'm the only one that didn't say yes.
Oh yeah, stay with them. Yeah.
So I clicked the button. Dude, we won 10 games in a row with that team.
Hell yeah!
And everybody in there was like, we didn't have to get in voice chat. Like nobody was like doing voice because I'm like, I don't want to talk to this. Might be some 13-year-old kid. I don't know what's going on. We get in there and like everybody's just nice. And like after every game, they're like, oh man, that was a great game. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, you should have took that. You should have friended all of them. Like,
we did.
These be my crew.
We're all friends.
Good.
We played again the next night. We played again last night. It didn't go 10-0, but we went like 5-4.
Mm.
So like, it's crazy. Like I went up 2 levels. I'm like, what's happening?
Man, see, that's what I want. And see, you got a crew now. That's what you need. That's what I was just saying with Marvel. Like, you got to have a crew where everybody know what their positions is. Like, you know who plays what and how they move and everything. Like, that's what you need. That's what's up. I'm happy for you. That's gonna make that game so much better for you.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I've never hit that button. Never in my life have I hit that button because I'm always like, I don't want to play.
I haven't either. Yeah, I've never either.
But like everybody in the text chat was nice, and like we won that game. I was like, you know what? It can't get any worse. And all I can do, if it does, I just like drop out. Like who cares?
Yeah.
Sure shit, up, man. We just went off and like started rolling people.
not to turn this into the Helldivers podcast again, but that's one of the things that I appreciate about Helldivers is that because in order to get your full rewards, you basically have to do 3 missions in a row.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of breeds that. I don't know these guys, but I'll keep playing with them because we finished the first part of the mission, so we might as well finish the next part of the mission.
Yep.
Which is nice.
Yeah, it's unfortunately games like Overwatch are just so toxic with people.
Right.
They are. I wish, and you know what? That's a feature that Rivals doesn't have. They don't have that stay as a team. Because I played with a team the other night. It was kind of like your story, where they were on the mic, like talking, and the one dude was like talking shit, and I'm doing my thing. Like we're actually winning, but he's like, "Hey, I need this person to do this," and I just got tired. I'm like, "Man, let's get on the mic. Look, bruh, shut the fuck up. All right. First of all, what needs to happen is we need some help over here." And then we rolled them niggas. After that, I didn't come that hard with them. Like it actually was, we had a good time. It was a nice conversation. But we ended up winning, and there was no way outside of us friending each other for us to stay as a team. Like once the match ended, they don't have that in Rivals, which sucks. So,
that's another thing I find with Rivals that frustrates me, and it's probably just lack of knowing what the buttons do. But the menus and stuff in that game just confuse the shit out of me. And I hate that every time I'm going through the tabs, like when you get to the tournament one, it's got to play that little animation. I'm like, I don't need to see this every time.
Right. I don't even mean to hit it. I'm like, God dang it. And then you're trapped in it for that animation. Yeah, I feel you. Amanda complains about that too, about the menus and stuff too.
I just feel confused by them. There's just so much shit going on that I'm like, I don't know what I'm... And what irritates me the most is when I die in the game. A lot of times it's just a muscle memory that I immediately hit the back button to look at the stats to see what's going on, and it won't let you do that. It won't let you do that because it wants to play this stupid little kill animation.
Yep.
I'm like, just overlay it. It's not that hard.
Right. Yeah, there's definitely stuff that those growing pains. I'm sure they'll add those type of features or whatever. But yeah, you're right. That's the shit that annoys me too.
Anyway, but that's it. I did check out Wuthering Waves because I'm like, it's free. Everybody talks about it. I'm like, I swear to God, these things are on a template.
What is that? I don't know.
It's fucking Genshin Impact. It's fucking Zenless Zone Zero. It's all these games are the same thing. It's literally anime collector waifu games.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's
collect your waifu game.
Dude, that's exactly what they are. You use the gacha coins to roll these little boxes, and then sometimes an anime lady comes out.
Genshin Impact is what he's talking about.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, he said Genshin Impact already.
Yeah,
okay. Well,
they're all the same game.
Those are the collector waifu.
Yes,
or
100%
Bishi boy.
they are.
Fucking whatever.
Or the what? What was the boy? What'd you say?
Bishonen.
Oh wow, I never heard that. Okay, yeah.
Boy.
Yeah,
huh.
All this stuff is just exactly the same.
It is.
If I showed you, Wuthering Waves or whatever the fuck it's called, I don't even know what it's called. If I showed you that, and I told you it was Genshin Impact, you'd believe me.
Yeah, 100%. I think all that because I saw
I've seen the screens of it. It looks just like Honkai Star Rail and all that shit.
Yeah, they all look the same. Zenless Zone Zero.
What did you just call me, Ryan?
He called you a bitch, motherfucker.
All of them look the same.
Honky Star Rail. How dare
Honky
you?
Star Rail.
Damn,
that's my favorite game.
That's the sci-fi version of it. Honky Star Rail.
Honky Star Rail. All right.
What happens if white people build an elevator to the moon?
Where are you headed? Well, Honky's going up the Star Rail.
On the Honky Star Rail.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit.
Honky Star Rail.
Oh, that's funny.
Just a bunch of space cowboys.
Listen, that should be the title.
Right into this podcast.
Should be the title of this podcast. They definitely are.
But they're only going to be upset at you, Terrence.
They have their own. They have instead of Brokeback Mountain, it's Brokeback Asteroid. It's just can't quit you. In space.
Oh, I love how this all came off of that space, that ridiculous titling game. Oh, that's great.
All right.
Whew, crying real tears. Oh,
There's nothing coming out this week that's worth talking about, so let's move past that.
I hope someone does write in and they do target specifically me, because I'm the one that said it. Like, I really hope that's what happened. Oh, okay. Sorry.
All right, we got games leaving Game Pass. I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of these I don't know what they are. Those Who Remain, Insurgency Sandstorm. Exoprimal.
Oh wow, is it leaving? I thought it
leaving
left a
Game
while
Pass.
ago.
Its
wow.
player base is dropping to 0.
Yup.
From what, 2?
Yep.
Basically.
Figment, Journey into the Mint. I always wanted to go in there. Peppermint Patty.
Heyo.
Escape Academy, Common Hood. I don't know what that is. Common Hood.
What is Common Hood? Oh, that's
Common
you're
Hood?
not. No, I saw it. That's one of those like the farming games like I play, but you're like building a neighborhood. That's what it's
with
yeah,
farming
it's that
games.
type of stuff. But it's like you're like in a warehouse type setting. Like it's like
I have a
yeah.
question, and this is a legitimate question, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it'll come off that way, I'm sure.
He's really trying.
Is the question for me or is it general? I just want to know how I should answer.
It's mostly for you because I think you're the only one. That
Okay, directly for me. Okay, go. Okay, go
Are-
ahead.
Oh, no,
Any
I
of
enjoy
these
them as well.
games-
Not as much as Terrence
Okay.
does, but
Are any of these games as good as Stardew?
they're all different than Stardew.
Yeah, because I enjoy Stardew for real. If I was to say that I consider one that was better, it would probably be Fae Farm, and that's only because they take a lot of the monotonous tasks that are in Stardew and kind of make it happen kind of seamlessly, kind of behind it. So it's not you having to go out every day doing all the same stuff. Like you can go do different stuff and like your fields and different stuff actually will still be taken care of. And like you don't have to switch between tools. It's context sensitive. So if I walk in front of a plant, I automatically have my watering can out and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the way
but that's
Stardew
it.
on mobile is, but not on Steam Deck. So that took some
Is it
getting
really?
used to. Yeah,
Oh, I
Stardew on
didn't know
mobile, it automatically switches to the right tool if you click on something.
Nice.
But on deck, obviously, it's the PC version, so it doesn't do that. And I was not prepared for that.
Got you.
It took me
that
some
threw
getting
me
used
too.
to.
Yeah, no, but Stardew is still like the king. You're right. But they all of the clones, they do something different. Like they do different, stuff that
it's
make
the
them
only
stand
it's the
out.
only genre that is like single player where I'm like because they are such a time investment. I wonder how well they do. Clearly
Gotcha.
well enough to stick around. That's my only concern with those is like I think it gets the only one because even RPGs like what is an RPG at this point? Like Dragon Age doesn't play like Dragon Age doesn't play like Dragon Age. So I don't know. It's just a very weird thing where I'm like I think most of those are pretty similar. But yes, Fae Farm sounds more like something I would actually play. Where I don't have to fucking go and water crops. They can just automate it or something.
To be fair, you can unlock sprinklers and shit.
Sprinklers,
in Stardew.
in Stardew. It's later.
Yeah,
like
it
a lot
takes a while.
Yeah, and a lot of them, I think even Stardew is multiplayer too. Like you can play these games multiplayer. So you can have friends that's doing the farm stuff when you're not on, and then you go on and do stuff, or y'all go on there and play together.
What I meant
like me and Amanda.
It's not the same as like the time sinks that are multiplayer only. That's
I got you. I got you. Okay, yeah.
All right, moving on. PlayStation Plus for this month, we've got the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, which is a great game. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered, which is a great game. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Which is a space game.
I like that game, but
I did too. you play it for the story, and for them giving it out for free, that's cool, because I think people should play it because there's a lot of misconceptions and shit about clips and stuff that people posted about that game where everybody's like, oh my god, fucking Batman, and they did this and blah 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 blah. Play the fucking story and actually see it, instead of seeing the 5-minute clip that some knothead named Dreamcast guy put up on fucking TikTok. And experience it for yourself. Now the downside is, I love your impression because it's so fucking spot on. The downside with this is I don't know if they're going to complete the story.
They changed the story to complete it.
Yeah, like
it's over.
And
it's
that
done.
sucks.
It's done.
So, but you should definitely experience it for free. It's definitely worth that.
Example of just not realizing what people want.
Facts.
It started
100%.
when it was the same thing as Dragon Age. It started when that fucking Destiny hype was going on.
But again, nobody wanted that from this franchise. Nobody wanted
it was making money, that's how video games, that's how entertainment works.
Okay. I understand that.
Well,
but also
business in general.
Again, the point I make all the time is if you have a time sink game, people can't split their time.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, but everybody chases the dragon.
Stop chasing the dragon. Not real. You're doing
8.0.
I feel like we could do a whole show on the whole chasing the dragon thing, because on the one hand, I 100% understand what y'all are saying, and you should be opposed to it. But on the other hand, without niggas chasing the dragon, you don't have different innovations and stuff. Like if we look at cars, if we stopped with fucking Ford, we wouldn't have a Hyundai or a BMW, because they'd just be Fords, but they made other stuff.
Because you would, because getting the car from the United States, that's how that happened. Was you have your BMWs were German, so they get built in Germany, right? Now I'm not saying it's not competition, but it's to most of my issue is that
I think you're overcomplicating my analogy here. I'm just saying.
I'm not.
I get what I know what you're about to go down and say.
You need a car, and now you have choice. And I understand your point. But my issue is that all the cars do not require people's attention to work. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Ford doesn't come and turn off your car if you're not just dismantle your car in your driveway.
Okay, what if we not look at cars and just look at something entertainment related and say movies? So initially there was only one type of movie that they ever really came out with, and then they started to make other kinds of movies. Let me use
one that's better off, because movies are still a limited time investment. TV shows.
Okay.
Do you understand how many flops there are in the soap opera genre?
I do. I do.
Right. And so instead of taking that time and effort and making something that's that was uniquely its own, right, just hard to do. I get it. I'm not asking you not to make a soap opera, but be something super different from because again, if you're going into a market that already has forerunners, you are catching up. That is an extremely difficult place to be in.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stop you, but I can criticize it, right? The amount of people that catch up and do extremely well is not. They're not as many cases of those.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is, you guys, I will say everybody but Ryan, because I know you and Ken have really. I know that. No, I know that. Okay. But what you're saying is I know I'm never going to catch up, but y'all are like, nah, fuck it, just stop trying. Well, why would I stop trying?
Foam stars.
Bro,
why?
Yeah, they tried something and they failed. Okay, well they could do something else. It was. I don't know.
My point. They people lose their jobs because the fucking game doesn't do well.
Right, but if they had never tried that in the first place, you wouldn't have had the fucking job in the first. Right, you wouldn't have had the job. If I hadn't have tried to make foam stars, I would have never hired X guy. Because so you would have still been sitting on your couch. That's what I'm saying. You can't say don't try at all. That's just innovation. You try, you're going to fail. That's going to happen.
Let me turn it around on you this way. the people at Rocksteady would have made a new Batman Arkham game instead of Suicide Squad.
Or literally anything else.
The people at
With those
Rocksteady would have made a new Batman game instead of
a single
Suicide
player,
Squad game.
like their Legacy. Imagine an
Okay.
Arkham style game, but as the Suicide Squad instead of a Destiny type fucking game with Suicide Squad.
Okay.
One of them
Yeah,
would have
that's
made
cool.
a lot more money.
Sure, but does that mean that I shouldn't have taken a chance on the other one? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know. Y'all just
Okay,
have
I know
a
what you're
very
saying. I know what
hardline
you're-
stance on this, and for
I know
me,
what you're
words
saying.
matter,
You're saying-
and I listen to what you say, not what you mean. So if you're telling me don't try at all, then that's what I'm saying. But if you're saying take measured responses and don't invest all in this and whatever else, then that's one thing. But y'all niggas be like, nah, fuck it. Overwatch is the
Yeah, we
king.
rephrase
Nobody else
this
should
then.
ever try.
No,
Like-
it's not even that. It's
Why is
This is
Overwatch
not-
catching strays? I didn't even say anything about
Big-
Overwatch.
Nigga,
Because
because it's the one that you, nigga, it's a big ass target. That's why. All right, go ahead.
Nothing is ever not about Overwatch on this podcast.
And I'm the only motherfucker that plays it.
This would be the Overwatch podcast. It's not about don't try. It's more of like you. How many times? It's literally that SpongeBob meme. How many times do we have to tell you, old man? Sort of thing. It's like, how many
That's a
times
funny
can we
episode.
watch people fucking lose their jobs because corporates wanted something that and it comes from, and I realize this, like in a world where there's no money,
In a world.
sure, where it's purely for passion, sure, but a lot of the people that have passion for making video games are not the people that decide what is made. It is people that are looking for money.
Sure.
And let's be clear,
They
they get the golden parachute even when it doesn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the nuance here that's probably not covered in our discussion is that there's a difference. So in terms of chasing the dragon and quote unquote, you could say that really, so Stardew Valley, which we just talked about, which has been remarkably successful, was really just Harvest Moon, right?
Right.
And the creator will tell you 100% that his goal was to create a better version of Harvest Moon that had other shit in it that he wished Harvest Moon had had.
Mm-hmm.
The core difference, I think, and the point that I think Anthony and Ken are making that gets kind of lost in this nuance is there's a difference between I'm a creator and the game I really want to make happens to be a live service game. So I'm going to make that game because I think I can make a live service game that's better than what is on the market. There's
Mm-hmm.
that. And then the what I think Anthony and Ken are arguing against, which is I'm a corporate suit somewhere in an office, and I'm going to tell these creatives who have already demonstrated that they're better at creating other types of games,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell them, throw that shit away and make a live service game because that's what I'm telling you to make.
Right.
That's I think what Ken and Anthony are arguing
Right.
against. If
Okay.
if your passion is for that sort of Destiny style live service game and you're a small team and you decide we think we can make a game that better captures that than the Activision or whoever else,
Yeah.
we're going to make that game. Because the difference is not only do you have a passion for it, which is supremely important,
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
but you also have the agility to actually do that and strike while the iron's hot. The problem with a suit in an office somewhere telling somebody you got to make this game even though it's not what you normally make is that A, they have no passion for it because it's not what they're used to making. I mean,
Yep.
BioWare, we talked about it earlier. BioWare is the prime example of this. But secondarily to that, you either got to hire in new people
Mm-hmm.
who know how to make that kind of fucking game, or you got to wait until the people that are already there understand how to make that kind of game. And so you lose a shit ton of agility.
Right.
Plus, because the genesis of the idea isn't coming from the people who are actually creating it, you end up in administrivia bullshit where you spend 6 years fighting with corporate about different systems in the game.
Right, and what you can do, what you
that's
can't do, and
that's
I get
what
that.
kills this shit is corporate dictating to creatives, this is what you're going to make. And that's not limited to live service. That's fucking everything, right? But a corporate executive dictating to a creative, this is what you're going to make, is the root issue here. It's important that sometimes that creative folks have business people who help keep them on the rails, right? But business people's job is business. And when business people start to get mixed into the creative decisions, that's a huge fucking red flag.
Absolutely. Yes. And I mean, that's stuff that we've seen in, other industries too. And if that is what the argument is and what the point that y'all were trying to make, I 100% understand that. Like, I get it. Like, you're right too. But framing it in a way of, no, this is already the top, you shouldn't even try to chase the dragon. That's
the dragon.
No, because
it's not about.
Again,
it's not about. Here's the reason why I use the term chasing the dragon.
No. I'm not even saying just the term, because I'm not trying to restart this argument, because I understand what y'all are saying.
I can explain it though, because like Ryan just said, it is not. They're not. It's not. I am trying to make a game because I like that game. It is I'm trying to make that game because it makes a lot of money.
Correct.
That's the
business
dragon
people are chasing
it's
this
not
dragon.
about the passion.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the dragon part of it that is my issue.
And that makes sense. You're forcing those creatives to do that.
Purely based off of what will make us the most money. That's the reason why mobile phone games suck now, because they're all mostly trying to just get a whale attached to it.
Well, but this literally happens in every single industry.
Yep.
Where you get creative people who are doing I should say every single creative industry. You have creative people doing creative work, and then you have an executive somewhere who says, that's making a lot of money. I'm going to hire an army of people who can create that. We see it in music all the time, right? When the example that I always go to in music is in the late 90s, early 2000s, right? The Creed sound.
Creed, Pearl Jam sound. The Creed.
Oh yeah. So the Pearl Jam sound, although the Pearl Jam sound was a little bit different, right? I'm going to draw a clearer marker between grunge and post grunge. But Creed specifically, even though Scott Stapp was kind of trying to sound like Eddie Vedder, their sound was different than Pearl Jam's sound, and that sound was very popular. And so that's why you ended up with Lifehouse and The Calling and Default and all these fucking bands, Nickelback even, right? You ended up with all of these post-grunge bands. And the actual musicians may have been, in many cases, not all cases, many cases, may have been actually making the music that they liked. But the only reason you knew who they were is because an executive somewhere was like, I heard this band, they sound like Creed, sign them.
Look at movies too. So movies, there was the Hunger Games, right? Hunger Games was huge. And then there was all these weird post-apocalyptic movies pushed towards young women, like Divergent. Well,
there were books first, but
well, you know what I mean. Though. Like Divergent was following off of the success of Hunger Games, and now there were probably
the Maze Runner.
Yeah, so it's just like all these weird post-apocalyptic movies start getting signed from books and made to be very similar, and it's like, instead of letting that thing just succeed on its own accord or fail, whatever, it doesn't matter, as a creative thing. And now we're so far gone, but yeah, music, I mean, fuck, no offense to K-pop, but like one band got huge, suddenly
everybody, yeah,
right? Like, I walk into stores, I'm like, I don't even know what this is, and I find out it's K-pop. I'm like, okay, Another one, just another one to the list. And again, it's not criticism of the band itself. That's the other thing. I'm not criticizing the actual games that are made. I'm criticizing the decision to go up against a juggernaut in a world where time is as much of an important resource as money. Like, especially when you do not have an end point for time spent on a video game. When you have an infinite amount of time you're looking to spend, and that's maybe why I use TV shows, right, as an example, because especially with like soap operas, because there's ones that have been going on for decades now. Started off as radio shows, so
I watched The Bold and the Beautiful myself, so
there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like there's so many failures. Why would you want to, as a creative, purposely go up against? If you're trying to do something out of passion, sure, but if you're just trying to do it out of money, you are fucking picking the wrong fucking fight. Like, the other thing, like with Stardew Valley, there hasn't Harvest Moon left a void. We have Harvest Moon still, but it's not made by the original team. That team went on to do, oh god, they did Rune Factory, but they also have another game, Story of Seasons, right? But like, there was a gap for a time, and someone saw a gap to fill, and it's like that is also an important fact. And it's like, we just, instead of doing that, it's always like, instead of just making like here's a live service game is not so much the issue. It's here's a live service game that plays just like the other live service game people are already playing.
Well, and the other issue, and you see it with Stardew and you see it with No Man's Sky, is that when folks make shit just to chase the dollar, it ends up getting shut down quick, and they end up investing nothing else in it. Whereas when people make something because it's the game they've always wanted to make, they support it for fucking ever, even past when they probably shouldn't be supporting it anymore.
Yeah, which is start charging for fucking updates.
Yeah, when you see like people on Twitter or Blue Sky or whatever saying every time No Man's Sky releases an update, there's a whole swath of people that are like, please stop, we will give you money. But like that's the kind of behavior that you get when creative people are doing creative things, because it's what
must be rich nigga
they
behavior.
Want to do.
Because I ain't giving nobody shit. If you go keep getting it for free, keep doing that. Like, what the fuck?
Rather than want to give the money to No Man's Sky than Chris Roberts. So
I listen, yeah, definitely I would do that over that, but nah, if you go give it to me for free, that's. But I understand what you're saying. I'm just being funny. I understand what you're saying.
Anyways, my whole point is not to not try. My point is that, like, it is so easy to fail when you're going up against that, and it's never just the decision maker who pays for it.
Gotcha.
You know?
No, and I understand. Go ahead.
It's a little nicer when it's a free-to-play game, because at least the player base hasn't necessarily put in money, right? I mean, some of them will have, but when you buy digital goods, but it's like, it's worse when it's like Concord, right? Like, what did you do with the fucking physical disc if you bought that?
Put it on a shelf.
Frisbee golf.
No, you put it on your shelf. I'm like, oh my god, this is a collector's item.
There it is.
Yeah.
Like, nobody gives a fuck. I got a mag disc. You want to buy that?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. I am getting nonstop spam about my Facebook code. I don't even have a Facebook account. Y'all need to step up your game.
Anyways, that's how I felt about it for a while. Ryan does a better job of explaining things, because unlike me, who is a mushmouth idiot, Ryan can actually articulate words.
I think that you were getting it. I think that I could see where you was going, but like I said, I've trained myself to, I listen to what people say, not what you mean, because that'll get you in trouble. So your words were very like, nah, they shouldn't even try, because you was like on Ken's thing, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Well, that's a lot. Like, I get the whole money thing and all of that.
Let me put it you in the most simple way possible. If I was starting up a burger chain, I would not move in next to McDonald's. That's a right. Sentence.
Absolutely. Like, so why would you do that?
You shouldn't, when you're doing that. Like, maybe you just shouldn't do that. Do
you know what, though?
Thing, but do that thing somewhere else, or do that thing in a different way that sets you apart, instead of being not McDonald's. You're just going to be the place that's not
Unless you got a
McDonald's.
Marvel license in China money.
Right.
I mean,
well,
unless
then
you
you
got
can
a
just
Marvel
YOLO.
in China.
You just say fuck
Disney
it.
in China by your side, and in which case, absolutely. Don't they have like? Doesn't Disney have like an Animal Crossing ass game too?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure NetEase
They have
has
the Mario Kart game too.
NetEase has a everything game, and you know what the funniest part is? I posted it in chat this week. NetEase publishes Overwatch in China.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So they just getting everybody's money.
Yeah, this is fuck it. They got that China money.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we gotta move on because we've talked way too much about the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. Herman Hulst has done a couple interviews, and they're talking about resurrecting classic PlayStation. It's crazy. Like, you win Game of the Year, and you realize that people love old PlayStation. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jim
Funny how
Ryan's
that
also
works.
done.
Yeah. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, stop trying to... I'm sorry, Ryan.
Well, Jim
Stop
Ryan
trying to
was the
shove
guy who
Horizon down
looked
my
at-
throat every 6 months. Like, let's do something else.
Jim Ryan was the guy
Horizon is a great game.
That's fine, but we
Jim
didn't
Ryan-
need 4 versions of it.
Jim Ryan was the guy who said, like, I don't understand why people like old games when looking at Gran Turismo or whatever on the PS1.
Jim Ryan got
So,
out on
like-
his golden parachute. Fuck that dude.
I know. After doing the thing we were literally just talking about too, where he was like, "We're gonna go into live service shit."
Yeah, we're going to make an Overwatch
Yeah.
game and charge $60 for it. Why? Because we're PlayStation. How'd that work out for you?
Well,
Not
Concord is dead.
Yeah,
So,
it died in like a
Concord
week.
is dead.
It's got to be like the fastest death ever of a video game, right?
It's gotta
I'm
be.
pretty sure it is.
I want to watch
that-
a documentary about that because that is crazy. All right. More controversy. The director of Black Myth Wukong said that it was true they were having issues with the Xbox Series S and its 10 gigabytes of memory, which is crazy because Black Myth runs on a Steam Deck.
I have not tried to run Black Myth on the Steam Deck.
It runs. It just doesn't run. Like, I'm not planning on there, but like I looked on Proton,
But it runs.
where they do that. But it runs. It just doesn't run great. Like, it's not ideally, but you could play it on there.
I'm pretty sure if you have a Series S, you're not expecting a game to run great. I'm just
But
throwing that out
did
there.
this guy actually say this? Because the initial thing, he didn't say that the problem was the 10 whatever. He said he talked about inexperience with the technology.
The
And
quote
then
here
IGN
says, the 10 gigabytes of memory makes it hard to develop for, especially without years of optimization experience.
See, that's okay.
Also,
All right.
Phil,
That doesn't even sound
you
like
need
it
to
was
send
anything
over
else.
some people. Like, that's on you too.
Right. Just send them some fucking help. Like, I mean, like they did with Larian. Like, I don't understand. Like, if Stalker 2 can run on the fucking Series S, nah, bruh. Black Myth Wukong can. Like, come on, bruh.
Dude, GTA
Like,
6
Indiana
is gonna run.
Jones.
GTA 6 is going to run on the Series S. Rockstar already confirmed that.
Yeah. So you were making excuses. And that's why I think I believe, like, yeah, it probably is difficult. And it probably is the lack of familiarity.
You
You
know
know what I'm saying?
You gotta
What's-
do this. We'll give you one more try.
No, I'm not, because I'm just fucking up again, like with the technology. So they need some help. So Xbox needs to send somebody out there like they did with Larian and let them help out, or just ship the game on the Series X and then just keep developing the Series S in the back, like that. Because I think
They can't do
didn't
that.
Baldur's Gate ship without something for
Co-op.
the Series S?
Co-op.
Co-op. Yeah.
Co-op, that's what it was. Yeah,
You can't,
the
but you
problem
can't
is I don't
ship a
know that-
game on one and not the other. You have to ship it
Well, and
regardless.
I don't know what they would take out of Wukong.
Yeah, it's a single player
Well, that was
game,
my
so-
next question. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know, but they could send some help because again, Indiana Jones, GTA 6, Stalker
what?
2, all run on the Series S or supposed to, and it's fine. So
CD Projekt Red launched Cyberpunk on the Xbox One VCR, so fuck it. Just
oh my
put-
God, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a PS4 Xbox One game.
Yeah.
yeah, like, come on, man.
Like, just-
we just dunking on Xbox now. Like, yeah, the Phil and them need to get on the phone and send somebody over to China and get them some help because it can be done. Like, Jesus. We just giving Dreamcast guy more material at this point.
Here's your weekly, the director of Final Fantasy VII says he wants the game on more places. Cool.
We do too. And you telling us this. Listen, man, why do y'all? He was just saying, somebody on here was just saying about people doing this shit. Like, why are you coming to tell us this? Is with the same quote that you done said like every other time that we've talked to you. Yeah, we really want to get Final Fantasy out on everywhere. We really want to do this. Like, who is he sending a hint to? Like, cause it must be sending signals to some nigga that he can't get to face to face. Cause like, that's all they keep saying is they want to put it everywhere. Great. Fucking do it. Like, lace them Nikes up and walk that, bitch. Let's go. Like, what are we doing?
SNK has established a KOF studio, which is pretty cool.
About SNK. No, I'm kidding. I don't have nothing for them.
You should. They're owned by Saudi government, I think.
Oh, I did not know that.
Like, that's why.
Did I see? Real quick, this ain't a video game. Is Royal Rumble going to be in Saudi Arabia? Did I see that?
Not in 25, but in 26, yeah.
Wow. I wonder if WrestleMania will end up over there.
Surprise me if they get paid enough.
Huh.
Yeah, they'll get paid.
That's the WWE's thing now, is they are no longer going to pay to run a show somewhere. They want to get paid to run a show somewhere.
Oh, they ain't got that big.
Get
all
paid.
Right. Well, yeah, y'all got to pay us. All right.
Yeah.
For some reason, Atari announced the Game Station Go.
I saw that.
Yeah.
You posted that. Why?
What? What are we doing?
Just because they can, I guess.
All right. Last couple things here. Stop me if you've heard this before. But PlayStation is now talking about putting games on other platforms, and they use the comment on a case-by-case basis.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Lord.
Huh. That sounds familiar. Also, in that same news story, I saw that they were talking about Xbox is going to basically be like all their big games are now coming to PlayStation. It's crazy. Once again, Xbox shooting themselves in the foot by going first.
Yeah.
Because all that Xbox One shit, that's true now, by the way.
Yeah. Yep. Which is so and I was telling people back then, I was like, just wait, man. Telling you, like, everybody jumping and like, oh my God, this is just unacceptable. And they're going to be fine with it.
I'm crazy.
And here we are.
I'm telling you, man, I feel like Helldivers is going to be the dam that breaks.
I think so. I really think so too, because that game has really unified the plastic box factions where the PlayStation people are like, yes, God, please bring the Xbox people. This game, we need more soldiers. Like,
I think they've got a boost from this new content with the new faction and everything. And I think once that starts to die down, they'll probably announce it for Xbox.
I bet you anything there's a version that exists somewhere that is running on an Xbox.
Oh, I bet.
Probably. Yeah.
Yep. I bet it is.
Once that dam breaks, man, if we see Spider-Man or something like The Last of Us on an Xbox, I think people are going to lose their shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, the more people that can play Spider-Man, the better.
100%.
That game is fucking awesome.
And Wolverine, which will be coming
Spider-Man
and all. I wonder if Marvel has a say. Do they have a say in that? Like, could they be like, listen, we'll give you an extra 100 whatever million. Put this
they
on
definitely have a
too.
say in it, and also Marvel requires a certain like money return.
Got you.
So,
okay.
like, if a game doesn't meet that, depending upon how much it costs to make, which Spider-Man 2 damn near, I'm sure, caused a lot of conversations, because that game was like a $300 million game.
I remember reading that. Yeah, it was expensive as hell.
And it did not make that back, so...
Those conversations may be started. Because, if it was on Xbox, it probably would have.
No, they'll get a Game Pass money or something. Like, just to get it in the ecosystem or something. Like, MLB finally got pissed with Sony and was like, y'all need to put this shit other places.
Yeah.
Oh, is that how that happened?
Yeah, MLB forced that.
Yeah, the MLB basically said if you want to continue to have the exclusive license, you need to make it more widely available.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to shop it back to EA and put it everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, so these companies want their money, so shit's going to... I mean, Microsoft's out there, like, they just flat out said it, like, shit's coming to PlayStation.
Yeah, We need our money. Like, fuck it. Like, at least they being real. Like, we need these checks.
And the only last story I saw was this thing floating around this weekend that Notch is making a new game, and he basically said, "I just announced Minecraft 2."
Break.
I thought that dude retired in a golden house or something.
He did,
like,
but he's wanting to make games again.
And yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Probably have some. Never mind.
Yeah, just let that one go.
Don't worry, I'll come in. I bet I'll do as well as Scrolls did. Oh, that's right. What about that space game you were developing, Notch? What happened to that? Was it because you can't really come up with your own ideas and you had to take from Zachtronics' Infiniminer to create Minecraft?
Dang. Okay. I didn't know the history here. Like I hope
that mansion you outbid Jay-Z and Beyonce for keeps you warm at night by yourself, you lonely, lonely man.
Did he really? He outbid.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's funny. All right.
Like it's just one of those things where it's like you did this to yourself. Like he like imposter syndrome all the fucking way to driving you into being a right-wing asshole on the internet. Go fuck yourself.
Is he one?
Yeah, he's a real peach.
Gotcha.
Homophobe, transphobe.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right.
Pizzagate, QAnon guy.
Fedora hat, neck beard piece of shit. Yeah.
He's a real.
Which is why I like bringing up the fact that the only thing that ever made him money was basically because Zachtronics stopped developing Infiniminer when their source code was stolen, which was not stolen by Notch, but it was stolen, put online, and they said, we're fucking done with that, and they did something else.
And it is 2025, y'all. And at this point, everything about the Switch 2 has leaked, and Nintendo still has not said a word. So
that's Ken's way of telling us shut the fuck up about not.
That's what that was.
I mean, we've already given too much oxygen to that fucking, yeah.
Oh, that was it. I just like rubbing it in.
Wait.
That again, the only thing he was ever successful at was a stolen idea. Just want to make sure that's known one more time.
I didn't know that, so thank you, because I didn't know that. You said everything is confirmed about the Switch 2. What? Where?
Because there's pictures. There's pictures of the controllers, the dock, the system, everything.
I'll have to look it up. I did not realize.
I can show you a picture of the Joy-Con right here.
Yeah, please. Yeah, let me see what it looks like.
I just saw this on my news feed.
Oh no! Don't show me the expressway. Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, there's the Joy-Con.
Oh wow. Oh, so it's going to be like exactly like this.
It literally has a big 2 on the back of the dock. It just says Nintendo Switch 2.
Just looks like it sounds like it's going to be a more powerful Switch.
That's what.
Although don't believe what people are saying out there. Like somebody said it's like a PS4 Pro in handheld mode. I'm like, nah.
I wouldn't. I'm not even looking for, because I don't, and then it's weird too because I don't think anybody cares that much about graphical stuff with Nintendo. I'm just looking for some fun Mario. Zelda,
I just hope that like Tears of the Kingdom
Pokemon,
and Breath of the Wild and all these games that kind of run like ass, like run well on the Switch too.
Yeah, I mean that's really what it's about more than visuals, is just Nintendo having the power to achieve their vision.
Yep. I want a better Pokemon game. Like I hope that new one that they announced is going to. Well, I guess it would launch on this. That. Yeah. That's all I want. Then I'm good. Then shit, we in there.
Yeah, it's
I didn't realize all this had leaked though.
Oh,
that's
all
crazy.
of it's like all the hardware has leaked pictures of it. Like the software and stuff, like people are just mongering about. Like none of that is out there. But like the actual system itself, is all 100% out there. And I expect the people are saying Nintendo's going to talk about it, but they've said that it's going to be talked about before March 31st. So the question is when.
Gotcha. So when you think they drop it in the fall, until launch in the fall?
I don't know, honestly. I really don't.
Yeah, they could. I mean, they could launch it really whenever they want to. There's nothing that says it has to be in the fall.
No, it can be
True.
whenever. Like, they've got the year to themselves because PlayStation just dropped the Pro, so they're not doing another system. Xbox has already said they're not doing another system.
They're
so,
not. Yeah. So it's all Nintendo. So
like,
yeah.
this will be the year of the Nintendo Switch 2. It'll come out this year, and it'll be the biggest thing since sliced bread. Like, that thing's going to sell like fucking crazy.
I mean,
I'm going to pre-order one.
I mean,
yeah,
I'll be buying one. And Nintendo has said that it's not just that they wanted to make sure they had software for launch, but they also wanted to make sure they had units for launch.
I remember that. Yeah, that they wanted to stop the scalpers and all that shit, so they were trying to make sure that they had enough product.
Yeah, just allow me to buy one. That's all I care about.
That is kudos to y'all on that. Like, yeah, I'd love to see a summer launch though. That'd be dope.
Dude, I'll take whenever, whatever Nintendo.
Oh, for sure, whenever. But yeah.
I'm just curious.
That's the thing is, like, as much bullshit as we catch sometimes from people who think we're PlayStation fanboys or Xbox fanboys. I actually am a Nintendo fanboy, and nobody ever says anything about it.
Yeah, I don't think nobody cares. Like, dude, if you don't love Nintendo, I just believe you don't love video games. That's just my opinion.
Right. I think every video game everybody's a Nintendo fanboy. That's why it's not talked about, because it's so everybody's we know everybody's a Nintendo fanboy. No, I've never heard anybody say bad shit about Nintendo.
Except Anthony, because he still has a grudge against them because of Sega.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot about that beef.
I mean, they have exclusive Sonic games. Done.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah. Adventure 2 Battle was on there. Adventure was put back on there, and the DX one. Lost World was exclusive for a while.
Wasn't Colors?
I mean, Sonic Advance, Sonic Advance 2, Sonic Advance 3, Sonic Rush Adventure, Sonic Colors, the DS version. Sonic Colors was originally just Switch or a Wii exclusive. Sonic and the Secret Ring, Sonic and the Black Knight.
Jesus, are you doing this off the top of your head? Or are you reading?
No, he's in
Wiki. I'm doing it off the top of my head.
Sonic
Boom, Rise of Lyric, Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice, Sonic Boom, whatever the other 3DS game was. They had an exclusive version of Generations.
He is
on 3DS. Sorry?
I said you dead ass are a Sonic Wikipedia. Like, Jesus Christ.
Just
man.
make sure when you ask Anthony a question about Sonic, though, make sure you turn on Safe Search.
I didn't even realize all them Sonic games existed. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, damn.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Ken's not wrong. Don't.
Yeah, keep Safe Search on, because Anthony knows about the dark side of Sonic too.
I didn't know Sonic had one.
Oh, dude, don't.
He had to mute.
I have to. Yeah, okay.
Don't.
Yeah, there's some.
All I'm gonna say
is
happened
in the Sonic fandom.
Persona.
That's crazy.
Personas, and then you can just. And I'm not even attacking furries. I'm just saying personas, and it goes into far more degenerate shit than that. But everybody needs a persona.
Yeah, don't ever.
If you type in Terrence the Hedgehog, you will get a hit.
Just be careful.
Because Terrence the Hedgehog might be pregnant.
Dude, there's a video game that I watched the Game Grumps play about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. Sonic Dreams.
Sonic Dreams. Don't ever look up Sonic Dreams. Don't ever do that.
Oh, there's some fucked up stuff in that.
Dude, what
is happening? I had no idea.
Dude,
it's
bad.
Shit existed
it's really
Sonic.
Bad. It's really bad.
If you want good fan games, though, because I won't leave this on negative stuff about Sonic. Sonic before the sequel and after the sequel are like interlude fan games that take place before and after Sonic 2. And fuck, they're really good. And like fan-made soundtracks, they are fucking amazing. The soundtracks. They're so good. There's a Sonic, I think it's in the UK, there's a Sonic, it's called Sage or whatever, Sonic Fan Game Expo sort of thing, where a bunch of fans make Sonic games. And every year around the same time, you'll get like a drop of like 10 really good demos or whatever. I want to say before Sonic Generations came out, somebody had done a 3D Sonic demo that looks very much like Generations in hindsight, but there was like more stuff going on in the background, so you could actually see like Robotnik's big robot crashing into the water in the background while you were playing through the level. Yeah, there's two fan bases for Sonic. One is the cool, just a standard fan base, and the other one is there.
Gotcha. I love the pause. That was good.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know all that.
It makes the Archie comics look tame at times, and the Archie comic.
Wow.
Dude, don't go down that rabbit hole.
A lot of dark shit down that road.
Oh, there is more dark shit than you'll ever want to see down that road.
All right. I'm gonna avoid that road.
And dude, there's a reason why Sonic is big, and it's yeah.
Wow. Yeah. See, okay.
It's because Shadow impregnated him.
Dude,
Jesus.
don't. Come on. You know about this stuff.
You can't set me up like that.
Don't put it on the rest of the world just because we've been exposed to this torture. Don't. Oh, Christ. Can't wait to see that new movie, though.
Same.
I'm excited. Love the first two. Can't wait for the third one.
Terrence, you actually played that level, right? Where you're Keanu Reeves' Shadow? How was that?
Yep. It was good. I wish it was more of it. It legit is just like one level, but it's really a lot of action. But it's fun. And like he's doing the voiceover and stuff too. And it kind of makes, well, I'll let you play it like when you see the ending of it. But it's cool. It's really cool. I would like a whole game with that Shadow.
All right. That's it. That's all I got. I don't have any tweets, no skeets, no emails.
Aw, they don't love us no more.
But it is 2025. It's going to be a good year, hopefully,
Happy
for
New
video
Year.
games. No, you can't. You're not allowed. According to Larry David, that ended on the 3rd.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Not allowed to say Happy New Year past like 3 days. That's it.
Gotcha.
The cutoff time. But we'll be back next week. Please send us tweets and skeets at ZTGD Radio on both services. Send us emails to podcast@ztgd.com. And try to enjoy the world. I'm not going anywhere because I'm going to be fucking snowed in.
Same. Yes. I think Anthony is the only one that's going to be able to go somewhere.
Yeah.
The rest of us are stuck in the house.
Yep. I just hope my power don't go out because fuck all that.
Man. Oh, Lord.
I think we'll be all right as long as the ice doesn't hit us that hard.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Anyway, that's it. Unless anybody has anything else, we'll get out of here. Peace, bitches.
I've been told I have to go deliver a pizza in this snowstorm.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.